Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Oh, wrestling podcast featuring Matt Zion, Bomber Rap, Scott and Lee, and the one and only Peanut. It's Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. It's Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley are fucking incredible. You'll know win Royal Rumble again. Bomber is definitely the racist. He said coon.
Yeah, because it was raccoon, goddammit.
Americans only care about what happens in America.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jobber Radio. We have hit another milestone. I believe this is episode number 80. 80. That's just crazy to think about. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I am Jake, a.k.a. Bomber. We got the biggest cast in a long time here. First of all, Rab. Rab is here. I think this is your... You haven't been here, what, 2.5 months or something like that? I think something.
It hasn't been great. My attendance has not been great. It's
fine. You're here now.
It's like I'm a member of the Senate.
Yeah,
like,
I called you Brock Lesnar earlier, but
it's late October. It's time for me to start showing up.
There you go. There's
real important stuff to be done. Also, 80 episodes. That really a milestone?
I mean, it's
just because there's a zero.
There's a zero.
No,
zero.
I have to say something here. I recently did a review on 90th anniversary Mickey Mouse Oreos. I'm like, nobody cares about 90. Nobody cares about 80. Nobody cares about it's 100. And at 75,
75 you get.
Point.
To be fair,
75 you get.
Every episode to me is a milestone because I feel like we weren't ever going to get this far.
I agree at that point. Okay.
But anyway,
you've made your case.
There you go. Matt Zion also here. How are you doing?
Getting by. Saw 2 movies yesterday. Halloween was all right, and A Star Is Born made me fucking cry like a baby.
Is it really that good? Everyone's telling me it's that good.
Okay, so I'll do a quick movie review.
Okay.
Lady Gaga annoys me a little bit with her constantly, because like all these good things are happening to her. So she always has this look on her face like, oh my god, me? Really? That got annoying. But Bradley Cooper, holy shit, dude. If he does not at the very least get like an Oscar nomination, then acting is stupid and pointless, because that motherfucker, he put on a performance. Like I 5 minutes in, I was like, this isn't Bradley Cooper anymore. This is whoever his character is. But like Lady Gaga just constantly was like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
I've been a little worried about the Lady Gaga part.
She's all right. But the whole point of her character is just...
She doesn't fuck it up.
No, she doesn't fuck it up at all. I'm just saying Bradley Cooper's so good compared to her that it kind of makes her look a little weak.
I don't want to talk about movies, but I do have to ask this. Is his performance better than The Hangover?
Yeah, well, I mean, Bradley Cooper is actually a phenomenal actor, which is hilarious, because if you look at his, Hangover, you look at some old stuff, he has some garbage.
Are you calling Hangover garbage?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, it's not garbage, but I mean, like, it's not an Oscar performance or anything. It's just like a generic movie, but like, yet he's an Oscar caliber actor sometimes, and this is definitely one of them. So I would recommend seeing it over Halloween.
So I'll wait for the porn parody where the character's called Studley Pooper.
So there we go. The segue. Speaking of movies, we got 2 guys that do stuff with movies. First of all, you just heard him there, Lee. What? Hey.
Lee fucks movies.
Lee fucks.
Yeah, he has sex with all the movies.
Yes, he does stuff with movies.
No, I make love to them.
How about you tell us the name of your podcast, Lee, and how you've been doing? We haven't heard from you in a while either.
They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, a movie podcast. And I'm doing, well, I've been doing better, but happy to be back on the show, and even if it's only for about an hour, let's get this to the pay window, baby.
That's right.
Let's go,
baby. We might have to dip out here in a little bit, but we also have his other half, the other Canadian on the show, Scott. Scott is here. Scott, how about you tell us your movie podcast, or well, show, I guess I should say, on YouTube.
Do you even know what it is? Do you?
Of
really?
course I do. It's like hourly reviews or something like that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's Guilty Pleasure Cinema.
You motherfucker.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
By the way, it's only a guilty pleasure because he fucks the cinema.
So we got both the Outsiders fucking cinemas. That's great. So anyway, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Dealing with squirrels trying to dig into my house and raccoons burrowing into the basement. You know, normal things.
Catch you a couple coons. Catch a couple coons out there.
Oh, hey,
Whoa,
whoa,
jeez, keep the slavery off it.
He got real southern real quick.
What?
Whoa, whoa.
What?
I'm gonna make sure I don't mix any of my vowels together.
Time out. What is everybody freaking out about?
I'm from my. This is how I speak. I say
What's
you
going
guys.
on?
I say just for the record. I say soda.
Soda. See, that always confused me. That's soda, then the pop. That's all dumb. Just call it what it is. Hey, yo, I want a Pepsi. Give me a Pepsi.
So it's nobody in California ever says the word coon.
Well, no,
The
that's what you
answer
call
is,
raccoons. It's a raccoon.
yeah.
People
I
call
know.
it coons.
You know what I call raccoons?
Yeah.
Raccoons.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trap one.
Hey,
trap
Yes.
one, trap
The
two.
thing that you're trying to catch down in the South.
They're called
That's a
coons.
different thing.
No, I
No.
understand,
Different
Robert.
thing.
In no way, I don't think you're racist or anything in any way, shape, or form. But it's funny, like when you talk to somebody who lives in a different setting, and then you say something like, "Out here, if somebody said that, you would be looked at immediately like,
To be
what's
fair,
wrong with
if-
you?"
In California, if someone said that, they would assume that person who said it was from the South.
Probably. In this
Yeah,
case,
I
they
mean,
would
we
be
have our
right.
fair share of racists, though. We have a decent
Yes,
amount.
but use different words.
That's true. I mean, they would still call a raccoon a raccoon. That's just-
See,
even a racist
you
is
guys
here.
were the ones that jumped to that, not me. So, you know.
No, you were just the one who said it.
You-
Yeah, but I didn't say anything bad. Anyway,
Much like the
No,
bait
all
in the
right.
raccoon trap, you baited those guys. So very
Yeah,
good.
it's true. Good
so
job.
we have a whole lot to talk about. First of all, I think we should just hit the biggest story of the week, the month, probably the year. Let's bring it down a little bit, just so let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Okay.
Some of the bad stuff. There's multiple bad things going on right
Well,
now.
There's
True.
some beautiful
To be
things
fair.
that come from this, though.
Well,
But
this
the
is
big- the big one.
This
Yeah.
is the big bad thing. If you guys didn't see Raw, Dean Ambrose turned heel, guys. Dean Ambrose turned heel. It's terrible. It's,
got me with that.
It's one of the saddest
What a
moments.
swerve.
Bravo! You
a
got me
swerve.
with that.
One of the saddest moments I can remember.
No, to be fair, that was amazing.
Oh, the heel turn, absolutely fantastic. But no, on all seriousness, yes. Yeah, Roman Reigns came out, dropped the title, says he's battling leukemia. It's come back, I believe, 11 years ago he had it, right? Is
Yep.
that what it was?
Yeah.
And
11 years ago.
I even saw that one of his cousins came out and said he has stage 4
Bamboo.
cancer. Yeah, that's
The original head shrinkers.
Oh wow, saying that like this is like
stage 4, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's wow. He's
Reigns-
done. I mean, like I don't want to be an asshole, but I'm the only. I don't know if any of you have experience with cancer here. I do.
Mhm.
I had testicular cancer years and
Yeah.
years ago. I'm okay now, but stage 4 is like that's
Yeah.
it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
the odds of making out of stage 4 is unbelievably. Oh man, that made me even more down. I had no idea.
He just wrestled like
missed-
last month too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that came out like the next day.
Yeah, he missed the weekend shows, and apparently, like they had some kind of stuff when he was backstage. Everyone's kind of saying like, "You got this, you got this," and they follow him to his rental car, and he's like, "Don't get my rental car. It was last minute. I barely made it here." So it was almost like he almost didn't even go to Raw for this kind of thing. So it might have been like one last time thing. I don't want to think that, but
Stage 4 that's not good at all in any way, shape, or form. And the one thing I was going to say, there is a positive outcome to this, only one, and that's the fact that it's pretty beautiful watching wrestling fans that bitch and complain endlessly, just like us too. We do it.
Sure.
Everybody coming together and showing universal love for the
Yeah.
Universal Champion was very nice.
he walked out with the massive booze and was getting "Thank you, Roman" before he was
Oh,
done
yeah,
talking.
because deep down we all
It was
love
amazing.
wrestlers. You know, there's only a couple that maybe some people might hate realistically, like all the time.
Lee.
There's a few people. But to Roman, like all I would say to Roman is he has every advantage you could possibly have, given his situation. He's rich. Obviously, WWE is probably going to foot the bill and send him to the absolute best people possible. But the fact that it's stage 4, man, that is
No, I
not.
mean,
Well, no.
Roman's not
I don't
safe.
want to say like
is not stage 4, by the way.
Oh, Roman's not.
His
Wait,
cousin.
thank God.
No,
okay.
no, no,
oh
no,
my
yeah.
God, you scared the
Samu.
shit out of me for a second.
Yes.
All right, he'll be fine.
Yes,
He'll be
Samu
fine.
is stage 4. Yes, not.
Yeah.
Roman.
I don't know who CM Punk's Moo cousin is, but what did that even make any sense? What was that? That was a bad joke. Rab, insult me.
You're an idiot.
Okay, thank you. No, but okay, so that's good. You took the wind out of me for a second. I was like, I didn't hear that at all.
Sorry,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
no.
so
Okay, let's talk about the real bad side to all this, and the fact that all the heels are saying, "Oh, I hope you get better, brother."
Oh
Keep
my
that
God.
shit
No,
off
you know
fucking.
what?
No, God, get out of here. Get out of here.
Boo. Boo, you old motherfucker.
I will say maybe they.
That's some Jim Cornette bullshit.
Maybe I mean no.
It's money, baby.
It's too
Money.
different of an era.
I will
but don't
say-
worry. Just like Randy Orton saying Eddie's in hell, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I saw Joe had the best response because he still kept it kind of like, he just basically said, I know that he's going to beat it, and when he comes back, we'll battle again. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't like
No, that's good,
mushy or anything. It was just straight to the point.
Well, Joe's good for that stuff though, so I mean,
Yeah.
he's a little bit better than
You could
everybody
just
else.
see it in Roman's
And,
face, though. Like, his eyes, he had, like, he just looked like
Oh,
he
yeah.
hadn't slept, which is rightfully so. But, like, you just see he didn't look very well during that promo. So I'm hoping that he gets out of it.
Heyman also was really good about it because apparently he's really close with their family, and he sold it and kind of said this is the best thing. He was the man until 8:05, and now we move on, and that's what he would have wanted. And yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ciampa tweeted about it. I missed that.
He did.
He did.
He tweeted out hearts.
There were black hearts with
Black
the
Hearts,
shield.
'cause he's the Black Heart.
Because he wants him to die.
Now here's so bummer to put this over. I saw so many people saying, "Well, there's no way Dean's ever going to turn now," and in my brain I'm like, "No, now is when."
No, it's the perfect
Oh,
But they're
opportunity.
not. But they're not gonna. Holy shit, they did. So yeah,
It was great. It was great.
It was
turn of the year, easy.
It was
Like,
crazy because
what?
I think this whole thing to me anyway. I have always kind of been a Roman fan, and
Yep, same here.
this is almost one of those moments. I'm not comparing it to 9/11, or by the way, but it was.
I mean, come on.
No, when I heard
You say something like that.
No.
It's shocking, though. I see what he's
No,
saying.
when
It's
I
a very
heard the
shocking
news,
moment.
I'll never forget. Like, I was on my way back from trivia. I remember me, Scott, and Woody were going to record an episode of Woody Talk, which is our JRPL podcast, and I looked down, and Woody sent the message saying, "Hey, Roman just said that he has leukemia," and they dropped the title, and I remember the exact street. I remember like everything. I will like definitely remember. I don't know why it's so big or whatever, but
It's-
I mean, I can tell you why.
You
It'd be like
never
Hulk-
saw it coming.
It'd be like Hulk Hogan coming out and saying he has cancer and dropping
Yeah.
the WWF title back.
No.
That would have been unbelievable. Like
I remember
imagine.
literally like Owen Hart died and the Benoit stuff. Like those moments hit, and it's you just because you never see it coming. And we went from talking about how Roman Reigns is going to break all these records. He's going to be the guy to do 5 manias in a row and all this stuff. Nope.
I will say there was
Probably
one.
not. So it's like holy shit.
So I came home and I watched the rest of Raw, and we'll get to the ending here in a minute. But I went back and watched his speech and everything, and there was still some motherfucker in the crowd. There's always somebody out there. But as soon as he said,
There's
"I have
people
leukemia,"
that still think it's fake.
I heard
Because
a guy.
yeah.
You can hear a guy scream if you go
guy
back
said
and
what?
watch. A guy screams, "Yeah, but you still suck." It's like,
Oh, I heard that.
dude, wow.
I mean,
Bomber,
there's
you
always
got 10
look.
You
there's
got that's 10,000 people and one idiot.
exactly. There's how many people in the arena? There's always going to be one piece of shit.
There's footage of people crying over this and like reacting and starting to applaud. And yeah, you hear the one guy and that stands out because
he was loud. Yeah, he was loud.
that's
I bet
against the
he
norm.
thought he was going to get a bunch of people backing him up, and then he
Probably.
probably stopped and looked around and like,
Well,
oh shit.
No, people thought this was fake for a couple days, and there's still people thinking, it could be a story though. I don't know.
No,
Well, they
there's
got
no
good
way.
reason to,
just no
considering
way.
the WWE is just basically hijacked
Well,
trauma and personal
If they
misery.
faked
from
this,
angles.
though, this would be the
No.
end. Not the end of the company,
no.
but this would significantly destroy them. Like this
No.
would not play well.
I
People said,
would
like,
never
would you put
watch
it past them?
I would actually never. I would.
I
actually
think I'm
never
with you,
watch
Rab.
it.
I would definitely wait
Yeah.
until
That
they-
would
That's
be
too far.
that would be the line. I don't know if there's what comes before that in the line, but that for sure would be the line.
having a guy fuck a dead corpse, no big deal. Fucking over
that was
multiple
funny.
women, but Roman has cancer, and all of a sudden we're like, nah, it's probably the line.
Well,
I
the
don't
other
know
ones
where
were
the
funny
line
though.
starts, but that's definitely on the other side of it.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. It is on the line.
I
And
will
it's
say-
people even said like, would you put it past them to do that? No,
No,
but they haven't.
I wouldn't put it past
And I don't
Vince.
think they.
I would-
I don't think they would.
I would
but I would
definitely
not
put
be
it-
surprised.
I would be incredibly surprised.
No,
I could see it in a bad move idea.
Fucking a dead corpse is
You know-
one thing. Talking bad about whatever is one. They would lose. They would lose.
Well, because they're not really.
all their cancer spawn. They would lose
saying
all their
it's
Susan
fine.
G. Coleman shit. They would lose
Good.
Well-
It's a terrible company.
so
Yeah.
much.
well, either way, it's
People
definitely
actually die of this. You know,
Yes.
people actually die. This is not.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
no
and-
one will. No one would ever get over it.
And
No
Matt
one would
knows-
ever say, "Never mind, it's all right."
Matt, I remember seeing one of your comments though. Seeing Rollins cry kind of sold the
Oh.
as being like, oh, this is yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it
really
wasn't
put
real yet, but it's like, holy shit.
He almost made me cry. Like, I was already a little emotional about it because
Mm.
I could tell, just from my experience with cancer and stuff, I understand what it's like to have that moment. But it's like having Seth come out and crying, I was like, God damn, man. Like, he got me on that one.
I probably would have if I was watching it live. I mean, watching it taped, it like kind of took some of it away.
Yeah,
but
me
if
too.
I was watching it when it happened live, I probably would have. I mean, not like dying for hours, but I would have probably, yeah. I did when I came home though. I had told my girlfriend, and the very first thing she asked, like legit, she goes, "This isn't like fake, right?" Like the very first thing. She
The
said.
nature of the
Wrestling.
industry, that's going to be
Yeah.
it. So
Carney
yeah,
fucks.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
In lighter news, Bret Hart just beat prostate cancer,
Yes.
proving yet
Oh,
again that
hell
he'll
yeah.
Really?
proving yet again that he'll never take a loss in Canada.
God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! But anyway,
Yes. Yes.
it was brought up in our little Jobber Radio chat just to let everybody know nobody did have Roman Reigns at our death pool. I know
Thank God.
somebody
Hey,
might
he
be
can
asking that.
Someone might get there first.
I was legitimately worried I might.
No, no, you don't.
So,
you're-
someone else could get there first, and hopefully Roman doesn't ever have to.
I think Dory Funk Jr. is going to get there. I just saw him on the recent NWA show, and he looks bad.
And who was saying in the chat? It's like I said an ACL, damn it, not cancer, and ACL.
That was me
That was
because I'm
me.
always saying I hope he tears an
Thank
ACL.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway,
God damn
so
it.
so let's get on to some little bit better news. Well, it depends how you look at it. Dean Ambrose, amazing. I think great heel turn.
One of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Yep.
the whole thing, unfortunately, with Roman kind of like boosted the turn even more. But
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean,
That's capitalizing on a bad situation.
sure.
Let's make two main eventers to replace the one we lost.
I'm really interested where it's going to go because they won the fucking titles. So I mean, and now Seth is a double champion. Very, very confusing to me on that part. But wow, what a crazy turn! What an awesome turn! What did you guys?
Yep.
Did anybody not like it? First of all,
I was curious about that too.
I wouldn't say I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the people who feel it would. I wish they had just done it a different day.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of
why
that.
they did it. I get why they did it Monday, and I get that it has more. You know, it brings more out. It makes it more visceral and all that.
Cole was even saying, "Not today, Dean. Not today." Like,
Yeah.
Wait a
it's,
minute, but hold on. It
Yeah.
makes if you look at it from, I know that the Roman
I didn't
stuff is
say. I
happening.
didn't say it doesn't make sense. I didn't say it doesn't make sense. I get why it's.
I think if
like
they
that.
waited, it wouldn't have made any sense. Like then it really wouldn't have made any sense because they were already teasing this, and he basically, the storyline was no, he was fine. Like he didn't have any issues with Roman and Seth, and the whole point was Braun and all of them were getting in his head, but he was cool. So it wouldn't have made any sense if in a couple of Raws, all of a sudden he did the turn. This makes sense to me because from a kayfabe standpoint, he's distraught over Roman. He probably, in my opinion, I think it's going to come out and he's going to say he never truly forgave Rollins, which
Oh, yeah.
I always suspected was the case.
I
But-
didn't say it doesn't make sense. At no point did I say it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but if you
I said
did,
I know why
wouldn't
it
be
was
as-
done the
but
way it
wouldn't be
was.
as good. If they waited, it
I
would
say-
not have been anywhere near as good.
I'm not
It
even
makes-
saying
it makes
that's
more
not, I'm not even
sense
saying
today.
That's not true.
then
I-
it would
I'm
have
just
stayed
saying-
before.
It is 100% true.
I'm not even saying it's not true. What I'm saying is I just don't like it. I just don't like it being done together.
That's the whole point, though, brother. They want you to be invested.
Yeah, they literally
It
made
did not
so
make
you
me
never
more
see-
invested.
Oh man, I'm all in. I'm
Honestly,
all in.
though, what I said immediately was people were like, "Oh my God, they're like the Dean couldn't be any more despicable," and I said, "Well, he could have attacked Roman."
Well, yeah, yeah, that would have been bad.
That's the one way to go. Even
That's the
worse. Can you
ultimate heel
imagine?
heat ever.
Like Lee said, he would have got stabbed in the crowd. Like that would have been it.
And that would be great.
If this was 30 years ago and he went out in that crowd, he would have been stabbed by somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
If this was 30 years ago, he would have attacked Roman.
During his
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
During his speech. Yeah.
No, Matt, you were saying something awesome. I didn't notice it until you were saying it, but how Seth was like, "It's okay, it's okay, it's like that's layers, that's years."
When he first ate the double arm DDT, basically, like, he laid there, and I loved how Dean was like, "Why did I do that? Why did I do that?" I'm like instantly a crazy person, which he is. If you guys have ever followed him, on the indie scene, anybody listening, he is an amazing, like, just fucked up in the head heel when he wants to be. He's very good at it. So that's exciting that he's finally going to get a chance to do what he wants to do and not forced to be a babyface. But the best part of that whole thing, and it sucks because they totally cut it out on the YouTube version of the video, but the best part is while he's kind of sitting there contemplating it, there was more to it, though, because they shortened the video down significantly. But Rollins laid there for at least a minute or two, and he was like reaching for Dean a couple times, and he was just like, "Hey, it's fine, it's okay, don't worry about it. We make mistakes." But he just kept saying it over and over again. But I loved how Dean interpreted that as, just keep saying it then. Like, you're making it worse. Like, if anything, if he had just
You wanted this. You asked for this, yeah.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have snapped nearly as hard if Rollins had just shut up, but because he cared about it so much. It's such a good story they're telling here.
It's pretty great how it's almost like Seth is like, "Yeah, I should have saw this coming. Oh, fuck, here we are." Like, that's because he knows. Like, I did it to him, and now he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's worth it. I'll go through with it. So.
Obviously, Ambrose never truly forgave him, and honestly, why would he? I mean, like, I always thought, like, why would you? Like, if my best friend did something like that to me, there's no fucking reason for us to be friends ever again. So it makes sense. He's justified. And my favorite heels are the ones that are justified in what they're saying, even if they might be doing it for bad reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm
like
in. I'm excited.
Not bad. I said Bailey. I meant Becky. But where do you guys think they're gonna go with the titles? Do you think they're just gonna drop them quick, or do you think?
Drop them, yeah. They're just gonna do like a tournament or something, or they'll have like a tag match, and Rollins will just be out there by himself, and they'll just drop them. They're not gonna keep them.
Yeah. Why do you think they took the titles to begin with?
So you wouldn't know.
Because you'd never see it coming.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what made it even better. Even better.
Because if he turned, if they lost and he attacked him, it's because they lost.
Sure.
No, it's not because they lost. It is not because they lost. It's something more.
See, I was thinking more they were getting the belts off of McIntyre, because I think it's pretty clear that Strowman and McIntyre are going to do a thing. And I think Strowman's going to be, obviously, I think Strowman's going to win the world title or the Universal title. This is just me going on here, but I think Strowman and McIntyre is going to be the first program for the title. So
I think they're going to do a non-finish at the Crown Jewel, though. I don't think they want. Yeah, I don't think they ever want Braun Strowman's first title win to be in Saudi Arabia, where they can't claim it's Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, where they're literally going to like pretend it never happened, kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I assume it's going to be some kind of no contest. Maybe even Dean. I have no idea how they're going to do it, but because it's going to be like the middle. It's going to. When does that show? When does that air here on Friday or something?
Friday at noon.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not a good way to do it.
It's a weird situation with that show where they're still not even saying where it is, and
we'll get to
we'll get to that. Just call it parts unknown. Like, come on, just own it.
No, you haven't checked the website. It's now listed as at null.
Oh, good.
So, I'm very excited to see that.
No, what I would like to see, though, I was kind of having some hopes that Seth gets involved and give him 3 belts at once, because why not? He's already been a double champ before with the WWE and US, and now he's got these 2. Just fuck it. Let him be that guy. Let him do it for a week.
It's Braun's time, though.
Yeah, I want it on Braun.
No, that I'm happy with, because Braun was apparently a super face over the same live events with no Roman. And he's like the crowd's been wanting him to be a face again, and a month later he is. Good. He's where he should have been. Yeah. Excellent.
Well, I may be on my own then, but I still think Braun's going to take the win.
I agree with.
Yeah, at Crown Jewel.
I agree with that.
I think he's going to get a Crown Jewel, and then they're going to lead into the thing with McIntyre, which I think should be pretty good.
I think you're really underestimating the fact that they're going to have to show Braun holding the belt up in the ring with a bunch of Saudis in the back. Whereas this deal is already incredibly suspicious at this point. Like, why they're still going.
I don't see anything terribly wrong with it. I mean,
Then you aren't in the country of America at the moment, because everybody is absolutely livid with them. Like,
I know, I haven't really understood how crazy everybody is over this thing. So
you say you don't understand how, or you don't understand that?
I don't understand why.
That's different. I mean, that's 2 different things. We're not even asking you to understand why people are angry. We're asking you to understand that people are angry.
Yeah. We talked about it at length with Greatest Royal Rumble. Both you and I had no real problem with the show being there. I know some did, and I understand the human rights.
Murdered a journalist. That changed
what has happened since is they've literally murdered a journalist.
They cut off that dude's fingers when he was still alive.
What does that have to do with WWE, though?
Because they're being a propaganda arm for the Saudi government?
Yeah, the reason that this happened, let's go into this. The reason they're saying is he died accidentally during interrogation. The man went into the consulate to get a visa to marry his fiancée.
Oh, I know.
While he was there, he never came out. They said he did. There was a man walking around wearing his clothing.
And they came out and said that they lied.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. They said he died accidentally during the thing. Like, we went too far.
That was the original story, yeah.
And then it was revealed that his body parts were cut up. Oh, how did you do that, though? And then they found his body parts in a Saudi national's home, in the yard. And the reason this is all a bad thing is because the Saudi nationals are the ones funding the show. And it's like, oh, it's kind of blood money. Like, the guy was outspoken. Hold on, let me just finish real quick.
Go ahead.
The guy was outspoken against the Saudis. This is what they did to him.
Uh-huh.
But not only are they funding the show.
WWE is being pro-Saudi with their shows. Being pro-Saudi. Literally, the prince is like, kill that man. But also, watch this wrestling show. There's a line there where it's like, that's fucked up to go and talk about how awesome this place is when everyone's like, yeah, but look what they fucking did, and they lied about it, and we caught him red-handed. They're walking around a guy in his clothes. This is comically bad. And we're trying to turn a blind eye. And
I don't think they're going to do that this time. Obviously, they did it last time when they talked about how progressive Saudi Arabia was, but obviously they're not going to do it this time.
Oh, they were for a while.
Well, they were until that happened.
And who says arguably they're not going to do it this time? Because for all I know, that's part of the contract.
Yeah, we don't know. Honestly, we don't know.
Because supposedly that's what this whole thing is about promoting Saudi Arabia. That's the whole point of the show.
The Saudi Vision 2030, yeah.
Apparently Vince's latest statement on it, from what I've been reading, is we're just shutting up about it now and doing the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Vince.
I respect that. I mean, I think...
I don't respect that at all. It would take more balls for them to pull out than to stay in. There's no balls in staying in at all. It's just dumb and they just want money. That's it.
Now, there's two things.
They're a business.
Like, JBL came out and said...
That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care that they're a business. They still have to have morals.
Yeah. JBL came out and said that he feels what they did was the right thing to go because you need to change. You need to put Americana in there. Like, the Russians are going into these places, and we don't like that, so we need to get in there too. So send something like WWE. Well, WWE is not a government thing, first off, and there's problems with that. But I get where he's coming from. You need to get in there to have change happen. That's exactly what we said about the Greatest Rumble. But what's going on with this is there's literally people outspoken about it who are going to be there. And what happened to people who were outspoken about it in a consulate in Turkey got cut up and they claimed it was something else. These people don't want to be there. John Cena apparently is 100% not going. Well, and Daniel Bryan is close too.
On the path
These two guys are no-showing it. Shawn Michaels came out of retirement for that sweet Saudi money.
Mm-hmm.
Like... you want to talk about compromising things?
Oh man, you got to look at Michaels. He's supposed to be Mr. Religious.
Doing it. This money is doing it.
Well, he was always a piece of shit.
And that's it though. Like everybody, when they were talking about it, when Kane was promoting it and mentioned Saudi Arabia before they stopped saying where it was, they were getting boos. The general public hates this.
Can I say the real problem is the wrestlers are the problem here? I maybe you guys will disagree with me on this. But if they were, because apparently from what I hear through the grapevine, they are almost universally against it. Almost all the talent just doesn't want to go, and it's not just based out of what they did. A lot of them are afraid for their lives, and I know some people will say, oh no, they'll be fine. They're going into a country that they have no protections in whatsoever, and they're going to be under the protection of a government that cut a dude up and cut his fingers off before they cut up his body.
This is, we disagree on this,
No, they have rules where you are not allowed to drink, okay? And after, they said, the Jericho said it, I think before, where it's like, all I want to do is drink, and you can't. Like, you will be arrested, and it's bad.
You can't drink in that country? That's interesting.
Right.
I didn't know that.
They will serve you on Saudi Airlines, they will serve you booze on that flight, and when you land and you are drunk, it's in your system, you are smuggling alcohol, you are arrested. That's how they operate. That's the kind of shit we're talking about.
I mean,
All I'm hearing is
That's
like
a fact.
no decision making and
So-
I means and I don't like go and look up
All
some
it
stuff.
takes-
It gets worse.
I've seen all of the stuff that happened with this dude. I know what happened with the dude.
Bomber,
I don't
the
see
problem
any
is-
reason why. I've seen a lot of people go out like, oh, all the
Because-
wrestlers, they're going to be
Because
killed.
the
and-
wrestlers have spoken out against it, and now they don't want to be there where they're literally fearing they'll be targets like that guy was.
You're
also
perpetuating the problem
supporting
too.
because
blood
they're
money.
speaking out. Is that why they
Yes.
think they're going to be killed?
Yeah,
perpetuating
because
the
you're a
fucking
target
problem.
if you speak out.
Well, then
Vince is telling Saudi Arabia it's fine that you cut up that journalist and cut off his fingers and tortured him before you killed him because I like money more than I like having morals. That's what it comes down to. And if that's okay, by the way, if Vince has decided that he's okay with not having morals anymore, which who knows if he ever did, he's Vince McMahon, come on. But like if he's okay with taking money for not having morals, that's great. But what they need to do is they need to give the wrestlers an option not to go. Because I think it's nonsense. These are not employees, by the way. We need to get back to this. This is very important. These are independent contractors that aren't allowed to be independent. And now they're being forced to go to Saudi Arabia, a company where they fear for their safety. This is where the problem is. If they were employees, I could see them getting around it in some way. But again, this is like asking an Uber driver to go into one of the most dangerous what's one of the most dangerous places on the planet where if you fuck up remotely, you're in jail and you have nobody that's going to help you and that's it. Like I can see why this is very questionable. I think it's weird if anybody says that there's no like weird problem here.
No, there's a little bit of a precedent because did you ever hear about Rob Van Dam not wanting to do tribute to the troop shows?
Yeah, they buried him before.
He thought it was unsafe. It's like it's a volunteer thing, but of course you're all going to go. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to go to Iraq and Kuwait.
Sure.
It's like, no, but I mean, you got to go. But no, I don't want to. It's volunteer. And he said to let you know if you don't want to go. And I you know what? I don't want to go. Maybe it was a marijuana. Like he's worried about that. I don't know. But he's like, I don't want to go. Like, no, but I mean, you got to go. But you don't have to. But I mean, you're kidding, right? And he's like, no, I'm not. Well, it's not going to be a good thing. Why not? And that's what it is. This is worse. They're literally fearing for their potential lives because
At least RBD had
people
troops.
have publicly these people have spoken out in public against the Saudi country. Not all of them have, but some have, and they literally see what happened to someone else who did that in an embassy of another country in there. They're going into that country itself. Now, maybe they have nothing to worry about because this is all to promote things with Saudi Vision 2030, and they like Vince, they like these guys, and they literally have nothing to worry about. But who knows what happens when they get ready to go the next day, and, hey, where's Big E? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Honestly,
that's not
you don't know.
a
That's
crazy
the problem.
thing.
That is
That's
the problem
literally
because
what happened. They're not
imagine if
gonna
they just
sleep
hung
that
Big E. They just killed Big E, and then we just go like, man, I'm serious.
Okay, here we go.
Big E went and
Here we
walked out
go.
and go to the bathroom. And he broke some minor law, and they went, oh, just cut off his fingers and kill him and hide his body in the backyard.
guys
Like,
are being
I know
way
it
too
sounds
crazy.
unrealistic.
No.
But it also
No, we're
sounds
not.
unrealistic that they would kill a journalist in a consulate. So
And then have
one
someone
thing
else
after
walk
another.
around. They claimed he left. He was seen around town. Yeah, they showed the footage of it. It was some other dude wearing his clothes.
Oh, it's just gross.
That's
I
the
feel,
claim.
I
they-
feel like Bomber thinks there's no
Oh.
chance of something happening to a WWE wrestler.
Now,
No.
This guy was a high-profile journalist.
Yeah,
They
I don't
outright
think the
murdered
Washington Post thought they were gonna have one of their guys murdered.
They outright
American
murdered
citizen.
this guy. And when the Saudis were questioned about it, they were like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and when they got found out, they're like, yeah, we killed him, but so what?
it was an accident. The interrogation went too far.
I tried to fight 15 guys in a fist fight. That sounds really realistic.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know.
I mean, I think
this
to
is
cut
more
it off.
of fear, like
But
everybody's
yes.
more afraid. No, it's more. It's I don't know the exact term, but
I just think it's weird that you don't really care that like we're setting a bad precedent for a country, but all our other businesses have pulled out. Everybody else went, I'm good, no problem. But Vince went, I'm gonna do the Carney Vince
from what
McMahon.
from what I read, there's a lot of other companies that still are
big
going.
ass
I don't.
companies pulled out $400
Branson
million
pulled out with
plus-
Virgin. Yeah, like the main one.
Yeah. Yeah, there were companies that pulled out, but I read. I don't exactly remember. It was
Google,
a couple days ago.
Amazon, IBM.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't
All had
promoting
events
how
there
great.
recently that they all pulled out.
Well,
Yeah,
a
let's-
lot of
let's
them
be-
are.
Yeah,
A lot of them
been
don't
on
have a
this-
product
Here,
that
I think we've been
promotes
on
how
this subject.
great it is.
We've been on
Still-
this too long. So like, all I'm saying is, and the only thing I wanted to stress is, all I'm asking for WWE is to give their wrestlers an honest chance to not go. If they still
sure.
want to go
I
as
agree
a
with
company, But you know for a fact that that's not the case. They are all being told you have to go, and only people with
I think
clout,
this is different.
like Cena and Bryan, are the ones that have a potential to not go. And now one person made a really good point. This is the way I want to get this across. There's another podcast called Solid Monster Sounds Off, and he made a really, really great point. He was like, there was that time when Dave Meltzer pissed off what's her name? One of those two chicks. I don't know. I don't watch them.
The Iconics.
Iconics. There you go. Boom.
Oh, okay.
All right? And people took what he said out of context completely, because like he was not saying what they said he was saying.
No.
So, but what happened was you had the whole WWE roster just jumping on his ass, like all over him. They were relentless until he apologized, and even then he was still getting some shit. If they really cared, they would form together and say and openly in public, we are not going, that's that. Because if all of them did it like they did with Meltzer, then they wouldn't have to go. But, of course,
Meltzer doesn't pay their tax.
Companies that want the payday and they don't care about the risk.
I also feel like
Meltzer doesn't pay their bills.
To be honest, I
can talk all the shit I want about Dave Meltzer. You ain't never gonna hear me talk bad about Amadeus on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's still, the point is that if they didn't want to go, they could make it happen. But all this bitching and complaining, you hear so many reports of people backstage that are mad, they don't want to go, they feel like they're being forced. Then get together and use your fucking power. Stop letting the company determine your path. Because of enough of those people, and say you get 40 wrestlers that go, nope, not going to go. You can't punish all 40 wrestlers. Vince will try, but you can't. That's it. That's the end of it. It's done. They have to pull out of the deal. It will be done.
We can move on it basically by saying the fact that Bomber, despite all the stuff, like I do get where you're coming from on the other side of it too. But if there wasn't a problem, why wouldn't they be saying where?
I didn't say there's no problem. Yeah,
no, but
there's
that's exactly
obviously
it.
a
Like,
lot of controversy.
They are embarrassed and scared to say where it is. All they're saying is it's Friday at noon on the network.
It does make it look worse. They should just claim it. Just say yes, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we're going there. We are going to promote change.
I do agree with
we are owning up and going. Like that would be better.
I respect that at least.
I agree with exactly what Vince said. He's like, look, hey, we're going. We're not gonna that's it. They gave out a written statement. I read it. That was actually a pretty
but their statement was bullshit. When they were like, we're going to change them. No, you're not. You're going to take their money. You're going to respect their laws. You're going to leave.
I never believed any of that stuff. I'd never read any of that at all about changing. A wrestling company's not going to come in and change an entire fucking country. I never once thought that stuff was true. But as far as the wrestlers go, something I wanted to say is I have a good idea that there's probably a lot of those wrestlers that have no clue what this stuff is about that's going on. Like,
no, I think that's
I would bet money that there were several wrestlers that don't even know where the fuck Saudi Arabia's at. No clue where.
Do you think all wrestlers are retarded? Like get where they are, they have
they are American, and Americans have no sense of geography.
Their company is under fire right now. So maybe they didn't at first for the first special, but now every single wrestler on that roster is completely updated on the situation and watching it.
Well,
I wouldn't say every single.
If they did something stupid, I would have to know about it.
Look, sure, all the female wrestlers know.
No,
Americans only care about what happens in America. This is only a story here because the guy worked for the Washington Post.
I agree, and there was a whole lot more to it. That guy, he used to work in Saudi Arabia. He used to work for like the government and whatnot over there. There's a whole lot.
It's okay to be cut up.
I never said it was. No. I just said there's a lot more to it. It's not as simple as just they killed an American.
It isn't really that simple, though.
It really is kind of that simple.
And they killed him.
So it is okay.
And there's disgusting aspects of it that are very similar because there was someone in England poisoned by the Russians. This is basically confirmed because it was a poison only they have. But people are still doing business with Russia. They're still going in there. It wasn't an American.
And we've killed many people too. I'm sure, like it's.
God, here we are.
Now, I'm just saying. Don't
make it okay.
Compromises, though.
No, I'm just saying. Stop saying like we're the greatest, like most innocent country in the world.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, we're not saying.
I mean, that's what it just sounded like.
That was 100% the Donald Trump response.
Right.
That was a big straw man you put up right there.
Oh my God, are we bringing Trump into this?
And I are saying.
He legitimately, when we were talking about Russia killing people, he came out and said, "Well, we kill people too." I remember it. Don't act like that's not the response he gave.
I honestly don't know if he did. I didn't hear that, but
Bomber, you know how big that straw man is that you just made? You could actually burn journalists in it.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Bomber is where it is. I'm not mad at you, and I just disagree with you. That's all that it comes down to. And I see from a business standpoint, because I run a business, I understand that if there was a company that came to me and was going to give me an obscene amount of money to compromise my morals, I could see how most people would take that. But me personally, I would rather be poor and have my morals intact than ever take money from a company that would degrade my.
That is a good, I guess, human stance. That is a terrible. That is a terrible business.
But I have to live with myself, Bomber. I have to be able to live. I have to go to sleep.
I'm pretty sure Vince is going to be perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure
for the record, sleep fine. For the record, as someone who is in this country because the American government murdered the former head of the government of Panama, I'm still not okay with Saudi Arabia doing it too.
Okay. All right, there you go.
My whole thing, I just thought it was like a little. I think it's a little blown out of proportion as far as the WWE going.
I think it's
blown out of proportion.
I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to say the WWE's.
You're not going to get into it. We've been talking about it for 15 minutes.
I'm trying about something more important.
It's just I'm trying to wrap it up, but I also never got to say that.
But we have a topic that's even more important though, because I'd heard WWE on WWE.com put up top 5 all-time greatest betrayals, and Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey was on that list. Holy shit!
It was like number 2.
They've been putting out a couple lists that are dumb as fuck. Like
Jesus,
like the best Undertaker rivalries with Triple H at the top. I'm like, you're crazy people.
I mean, to be fair, we do best in the business, and we kind of pick Hardy.
Was Macho Man turning on Hulk Hogan?
No.
Making powers explode on there? No. Well,
no, it wasn't. Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was dumb. I've seen a couple. They did a one with factions that was fucking stupid. They did. I don't know who's doing those.
Factions and like Triple H was in like 9 of them.
Yeah, it was. He was. Yeah, I don't know who does their little like top
people
5s
who
or
are
whatever.
fired from
no, it's not
BuzzFeed
legitimate lists. It's just marketing.
I have a question for all of you guys. Yeah. Is anybody in any way, shape, or form even remotely excited for this women's pay-per-view? Because I'm the opposite. I'm actually.
I think I know Lee's answer.
So I mean, I've been like the guy who's been into the women's wrestling for most of this podcast.
That's true. Hey, you watched Total Bellas and Total Divas or whatever. So
this is also true. But I really meant like the 4 Horsewomen back in NXT and all that. I could not be less interested in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, they fucked it up. Like the matches are just so uninteresting.
The matches don't matter. Like they're so uninteresting. They don't matter literally at all.
No. I mean, there's one match.
There's one match that matters.
Yeah,
getting all the coverage and everything. But Trish, by the way, they have made Trish Stratus look like the biggest fucking loser on the entire planet during this food. Oh, what an interesting little thing we have here. Another goddamn person who feuds with Alexa Bliss. And it just looks like garbage. Not even arguably. I think she's the most well-known and the best women's wrestler of our age. And Alexa Bliss has successfully made her look like shit. You know what? I finally figured out why Alexa is bad. This is why she's bad. She needs to learn the art form of when you are saying that somebody's a jobber, a loser, and a nobody. If you beat them, you beat a jobber, a loser, and a nobody. It's like you have to play this dance. Rock was really good at it. Rock would tell somebody, you're a big fucking sack of shit and you're an idiot. But if I beat you, I beat someone who's real good. You know, like he would usually give them something.
Except that's not Alexa Bliss doing that. I mean,
that's the right. Not like sure. Yeah, it's
bad
at it. How they interpret her character.
Like her character, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make it better to watch whether it's her doing it or not. But let's get it right. Whose fault this is?
Please tell me.
Trish.
It's the WWE's fault. It's the writer's fault. She didn't write that shit.
They're awful. I mean, but they vary.
She was on a podcast recently, and she was talking about her feud with. She was on Lillian Garcia's podcast.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
And she was talking about her feud with Nia Jax, and all the shit she was saying. She didn't want to say any of that shit. And she was talking about how little she wanted to do with this feud and how little she wanted to say the things she was saying.
Yeah.
And basically, Nia Jax had to, tell her it was okay. It's okay. You can say this. You can say these things. It's fine.
Yep.
You know, don't worry. It has nothing. It's not you. It's not me. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just do what they say.
I'm sure that Alexa wants her character.
I'm not saying that makes it better to watch on TV, who writes it. But My point is, don't say, "Oh, The Rock was good at this. Alexa Bliss is bad at this."
I understand.
The Rock was good at this. He was able to do what he's allowed to. Alexa Bliss has no control.
Yeah.
Today is this, is the one fucking all that up.
Yeah, I'm sure Alexa wants her character to be more than just a high school cheerleader bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
No, but I'm sure she wants that, but it's not happening.
Hashtag
The best heels, the best heel promos you see are the ones where they put over their opponents. So like, look at what Ric Flair used to do back in the day when he come on Jim Crockett Promotions TV. He'd come on just do interviews for the most part. You'd hardly ever see him do a match on the TV show. He'd just come in, do interviews, and he'd be like, Ronnie Garvin, you're a tough motherfucker, and Jim Crockett Promotions is the best wrestling company in the world. But guess what? I'm gonna fucking beat you, because I'm the fucking man. I'm gonna fucking beat the crap out of you. I know you're tough, but I'm gonna beat your fucking brains in, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, I think Becky's doing a pretty good job, though. I mean, I don't know.
She's doing great.
Becky's doing very well.
Despite their efforts or whatever.
Yeah. She's the most over baby face on SmackDown, despite the fact that they're still booking her like a heel. So, I mean, whatever. Yeah. And then patting themselves on the back, like literally on Twitter, patting themselves on the back. See, we're doing a great job. No, you lucked into something, and you're just being ignorant and refusing to shift focus. Somebody made a really good point.
Lucked into something that they tried to fight so hard.
Oh, so hard to get out of it. Yeah, the picture for their matchup is like, if you look at it, you see Becky. She's all smiles. She's got the belt. She looks like a babyface. Mm-hmm. Charlotte looks like a gigantic bitch. she's not like her demeanor.
No, it's like a sneer.
They used a picture from her heel run, so like she looks like a heel. And are they this dumb?
She's got a good heel look though. It's a pretty good heel look.
Exactly.
Becky?
Yeah, she's great. No, Charlotte.
Oh yeah, no, Charlotte's a natural heel. She should be the heel in this feud.
And that's why it's great seeing Becky, like when she's got the smirk, where it's the confidence. Like her stuff with Edge was great.
The smirk is great.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be a good guy, but I'm gonna kick your ass while I do it. It's awesome.
I liked their performance center segment. I thought that was
that was good.
That was fan. They need to do more stuff like that. That felt real. Like,
I was excited to see Mia Yim there. It was good.
Yeah, how cool is that? She just got signed too, and she's like on TV the next day. That's pretty cool.
She was on NXT. She fought on NXT on Wednesday.
Oh, was she? Okay, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, she did.
That's great. I've always liked her.
It wasn't a great match, but it was the first match, so fuck it.
Yeah, it's all good. I want to tell you guys a story real quick too, just to show you how inept the writers are. So I heard this one. It was on one of Jericho's podcasts. He was talking about it. If you've heard it, obviously you're the man. So basically, he was talking about that celebration of friendship with Kevin Owens, and how he said when he got there, he fought up until they came out for the entrances to do what you saw. Everything you saw was Jericho's. That was his baby. Him and Kevin Owens crafted that. WWE wanted them to do the segment with Kevin Owens just jumping him, and that's it. They like him. I guess there are Jericho saying him and Triple H were visibly yelling at each other up until they went out, because Triple H was like, the writers want Owens to just attack you. Like, just jump you. No lists, no nothing. Just, they're going to talk, he's going to attack you, the end. That's how inept these writers are. And if anybody else had done it, like Alexa Bliss, I guess this is a really good point from what Rab was saying earlier. Alexa Bliss doesn't have the pull to tell the writers, go fuck yourself and yell at Triple H. Jericho does. So, but look at what happened when he fought for, creative things. This team is called the creative team, and yet they are the least creative people I could possibly imagine.
So after SummerSlam, Brock was supposed to be there, but he wasn't because creative had nothing for him.
Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me?
And they didn't use the appearance after all.
What?
I just want to say real quick.
And they had nothing for that. So yeah.
I just want to say real quick that Jericho is not a reliable narrator. Just for the record.
Yeah.
No, but I heard.
Yeah,
no, he does.
He embellishes.
He embellishes. Yeah, lie is a strong.
Yeah, he embellishes. No, but what
and that's why you used it.
So yeah, exactly. So when Jericho says, yeah, until right before I was fighting and they wouldn't listen to me and they wanted nothing to do with it, is really like, they came up with an idea, I said it was bad, I really pushed it, and then we came to an agreement and we came up with the thing that came out.
But in this case,
this is my Jericho film.
It's not just Jericho though. I had heard Meltzer talking about it too before, where there was rumblings that there was an issue during that and that there was like a struggle. I'm not like fight, but I mean like there was he had to fight for a lot in that feud, and then Owens was on Edge and Christian's podcast, I think, and I remember him not going into detail, but again, just talking about how they're just constantly fighting the creative team. to be creative, like constantly. I hear that from so many podcasts where they're just like, they just don't know what they're doing. And if you tell me the Alexa Bliss thing, that actually makes me feel a little more sympathetic for her. I never really thought about it from that standpoint.
Damn right.
But but from a character standpoint, she doesn't make any money. Nobody's paying to see Alexa Bliss. Some people might buy her. She has her fans, might buy her merch.
She sells a lot of merch.
She would be so much more over though if she gave more credit to the people she was fighting before she beat.
She's pretty over.
It's like wrestling 101.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly what you said. If you beat a piece of shit, it was a piece of shit.
A couple weeks ago on Raw, when Trish and Lita were like in the ring calling her out, when Alexa's music hit, like the crowd went fucking nuts.
Okay, I said more over. I didn't say over. Yeah. Obviously she's over. They wouldn't push her the way she is.
She's pretty over.
To sum this
also
up,
very pretty.
Just go back a year.
And touchdown, motherfucker. No, that's right. I'm watching the Dolphins.
To sum that angle up, though, go back a year to when Heyman came out and talked about Jinder Mahal, because he said I told about everybody how good these opponents were for Brock Lesnar, but Jinder Mahal, you don't deserve that. It's like, yeah, because Brock Lesnar beat Samoa Joe, beat Braun Strowman, he beat all these guys that were that great. I told you how great they were, and he beat them. Mm-hmm. Jinder Mahal is not, and that's what the storyline even was. But it's like, yeah, Paul Heyman's the best at getting the guy over, and then Brock beats him. He beats good people. Wow, it's 101.
I guess we're here. We might as well just run down the card real quick. First of all, there's on Wikipedia, and it has been known that apparently on a NXT UK taping that the UK women's title, the NXT UK women's title, these fucking titles getting longer names, is supposed to be defended, but it's not listed anywhere on WWE.com. I don't know why. I don't know if they're really going to have it, but apparently there's a taping at the UK show that hasn't aired yet that apparently names the #1 contender for Evolution. So I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I just want to point that out. So I don't know if that match is going to happen or not. So yeah, just want to point.
Yeah, they might have. They might just scrap it or do it as a dark match for another taping. Like they might do that because maybe their schedule for UK NXT didn't work as well.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but apparently there's a match that was scheduled, but it's not announced yet. But anyway, here we go. I guess we'll just start with the Battle Royal. We got like a fuck ton of women in this Battle Royal.
I don't care.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to say that for every match? I assume yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a lot of them.
I will say about the Battle Royal, when they started announcing the names for it, I went, okay, so this is like a WrestleMania jobber Battle Royal, but it's got the 2 WrestleMania #1 contenders in it. Like it's like seeing a random Battle Royal where you got Zack Ryder and Big Show, but also John Cena and Daniel Bryan. It's like, no, no, that's not how you do
it's
these.
Got literally everybody from the Royal Rumble.
But wouldn't it be better for Asuka to have a match on this show that is because. No, put her in the Battle Royal. And I get it, they're trying to make it be a thing, but you've also got Kelly and the Lunder Blaze in it, and it's a weird like mishmash of things, but it's literally a get everybody on the card Battle Royal. I don't care if they say it's the #1 contenders women match. It is a get them on the card match, and Asuka shouldn't be in that, and Carmella shouldn't be in that.
Well,
Carmella can be.
Maybe she should.
Yeah,
Carmella.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
She's getting eliminated first.
But you know what I mean. Like there's names in there that don't belong in that kind of thing. They should have some kind of match or something.
Yeah.
Look at where we are from like a creative standpoint. Like Asuka jobbed out to Carmella to make Carmella look better, and now both ladies are just in a throwaway match that nobody gives a fuck about. Great, good job, creative. You're doing real good work over there.
With Nia as well.
Well, I mean, they not. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Nia, Tamina. That'll be confusing.
Oh, when Nia and Tamina were in the ring at the same time on Raw, my mind fucking exploded.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's like I don't know. See double vision.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tori Wilson's gonna be in it, you know, and
that's racist.
I think it's gonna be. I was gonna say racist too, but I thought
they're big.
SmackDown.
Yeah. Stop your fat shaming.
No, it's not fat shaming. They just look like the same fucking person.
Okay,
I don't know
nothing
how
alike.
fat they are. They look exactly the same.
No, one of them's got like
less than each other.
One of them's almost got blonde hair, basically. The other one's like jet black hair.
They have completely different faces. Like completely different faces.
So anyway,
but when they're in the ring together, Jesus,
Yeah, nothing alike.
Exactly the same.
So
Matt's talking like the physical stature. I get.
So
Well,
anyways,
I mean, I know too. I just want to come with this.
the question was brought up: is anybody excited about this show? I'm not really excited about the matches, like on paper, or like the build, except for the Becky Charlotte. I am excited about that. That's probably the only match on the show I'm excited about. But
Mae Young Classic final.
For some reason, I mean,
what does the Mae Young Classic final consist of? It's
just a
Toni Storm and Io Shirai.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but so we're going to throw winners out there because we got the JRPL here on the website. So what do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to win the Battle Royal? I know you don't care, but pick somebody.
Asuka.
No, it's going to be Carmella. She's going to throw Asuka over, and then they're going to walk out. They're going to walk out, and Vince McMahon's going to do Asian eyes at Asuka and go, "You'll not win the Royal Rumble again."
Okay, there we go. We got that in.
Remember, in this scenario, Rami's not a racist.
Yeah, remember I was.
Vince
you called me
is
racist.
a racist.
Yeah, Bomber is definitely the racist. He said coon.
Yeah, because it was raccoon. Goddammit. Anyway, dude, Asuka way too on the nose, guys. Come on. Asuka's not winning this.
No, I saw a really
I don't.
hot picture of her on her Twitter today, so she's going to win.
Yeah, no, I don't think
No.
there's going to be a lot of bad guys winning. I think so. We need to have a good guy win. That's where I'm going with Asuka too. It's going to be a good moment for back on the title hunt kind of thing.
I mean, call me
And I'm-
crazy.
I want to see Becky and Asuka. That'd be a fun one. So
I want to see Ember Moon win. I just want to see Ember. I think
that'd
Ember,
be good too.
What was up with
That's
that
fine,
four-way on Raw? That Divas stopwatch again.
That was stupid.
That was so. Why even do that? Just don't do it.
Yeah, it was like maybe 2 minutes. It wasn't even 2 minutes, was it?
It would just reminded me of the old Divas matches that were just dumb and weird.
That terrible scripted promo she did and Kurt Angle did and a couple other people did on Raw. Oh my God, the teleprompter. It's like Kurt Angle has no soul. It's just like, I am Kurt Angle and I am going to be competing for the title in this Battle Royal Cup
that was
thingy.
bad.
So next up we have Matt Zion's love of his life, Ruby Riott, with the Riot Squad.
She's so hot.
Going against.
Every time you say that, I expect you to laugh afterwards.
No, because I legitimately love her.
Going against Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya. You guys got the heels winning. You guys got the faces winning. What do you guys think is going to happen here?
I want the Riot Squad to get a good win finally. They're starting to get over.
Even though Sasha's just back, I think that's not going to be enough. I think the Riot Squad's going to show unity in that. I think it's going to work for them.
It's a 6-man. They should win over, three women thrown together. That's the whole.
You know that's not how this works.
No, it's not. You're right.
I know.
Banks and Bayley aren't thrown together. They've been teaming for a while now. So.
Yeah, but why? Whatever. By the way, let's go back in the past. Let's go back in the past here, though. What the fuck was the whole point of that Bayley and Sasha Banks? Like, what the fuck was the point of that feud to begin with? Like, what did that accomplish? They didn't do anything.
It's still going. It's a long.
Is it though? It doesn't feel like it.
It'll explode. It'll explode.
It's not. I honestly, you know what I think happened? I think that they had a plan going, so then they did the change, right? They did the heel turn a little bit with Bayley, and then Sasha got hurt. Then they were like, they kind of lost steam on it, and now it just feels like they were like doing what classic Vince does, where he's like, I kind of got bored with this, so just like fuck it, throw them together. Like when the Bellas, when they would break the Bellas up, and all of a sudden Vince got bored with it, and the next week the Bellas were just back together. That's what it feels like to me right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with Scott on this. I think it's like it's more of a slow burn. They did the tease, now they got back together, and it's gonna make it. They're gonna try.
You think they're doing the Hogan Randy Savage thing for like WrestleMania or something? Like, is that what your prediction is?
I really think it's like Ambrose and Rollins. The Ambrose was gonna turn and he got hurt. We'll do it later.
So, I want Sasha to turn on Bayley. Like Sasha needs to get a heel run in the main roster now. Like this is like the company's so weird. Where, like, they'll turn people when you don't want them to be turned, but when they need to be turned, they're like, nah, let's give it a few years.
I think it's because everybody's saying, all right, this is it, we're going to turn it. And they're like, well, shit, we can't turn with everybody expecting the turn coming.
This is the same company that's come out, like, I've heard Triple H say this before, where he goes, like, hey, sometimes the logical outcome is the good outcome. Like, you don't always have to swerve people and fool people.
Yeah, like NXT.
So then just give us what we're asking for. Like, what the fuck?
Well, because Triple H is pretty smart, though.
I know. When he takes over, it's gonna be like a new renaissance of wrestling. We're gonna be so happy.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be the McMahon-Helmsley era.
Triple H is gonna make Ron.
No. The good thing,
Triple H will just rail it.
Every time anything goes bad, we're gonna be like, "Fucking Stephanie."
Yes.
Shit that she had nothing to do with.
Yeah, it's not even like on the creative anymore.
And anytime they do anything good, we're like, "Yeah, Triple H, there you go."
Yeah.
Shit that he had nothing to do with. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually was thinking maybe the face is in this one. I don't know. Maybe.
I also think the face is in this one.
It wouldn't surprise me. A feel-good moment, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't really have a good reason. It's more of like a hunch.
It's the women's pay-per-view.
Well, it's just because it's a celebrate women moment.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yes, exactly.
And I have some heel win. You know, I guess when they push Becky, if Becky wins, which I don't think is going to happen, but if Becky wins and retains, they'll be like, "That's the heel that retained, right?
Yeah.
Right."
Yeah. All right. So, by the way, just everybody, Lee stepped out. He's got to go to work, so he's out for the rest of the podcast. I guess we'll go to the Mae Young Classic.
He's been talking for like the last 5 minutes.
God damn it.
You son of...
So, Toni Storm versus...
I've missed it.
Io... how do you say this last name?
Io
Shirai. Io
Shirai.
Io Shirai. Okay, I as you can tell, have not been watching the Mae Young Classic, so I
not Kairi Sane.
Yeah, definitely not. She looks nothing like Kylie Sane. So
yeah, she does not dress like a pirate.
Yes, and I'm looking at her picture right here. I will say, not as she looks older, but I have a feeling she's probably like 3 years younger. She looks like she's 16. But anyway, I'm going Toni Storm. You guys going Toni Storm? I'm going Toni Storm.
I am. Yeah,
I'm also going with Toni Storm.
They got her
They've
on
kind
the
of had
UK.
her around for a while, so I think they're going to go with her.
Yeah, they got her on the UK. They're promoting her. I watched the latest episode of NXT UK. They have all kinds of promos with her on it, and like,
yeah,
I haven't seen really anything from Io. Wait, Io? What was it?
I think it's Io.
Io.
It is Io. It's Io.
Anyway, it's
Io.
Io. Yeah.
You're confusing me.
Sorry. Yes, Io.
It's gonna be wrong by the time I finish this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the amount of promos and like just promotion I've seen for Toni Storm, I think it's gonna be Toni Storm here.
They've done some stuff with Io as well, but I think overall you're right. I mean they seem to be super into Toni Storm.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
Who either of these women are?
There's a Japanese one and a blonde one. That's from Australia.
Oh, the Japanese one's the one that
she's Australian. The Australian chick
says the beast. The Japanese,
yes.
He's like,
they almost got Io last year, and it didn't work out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's been marking out for her like big time.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Well, so yeah, I think Tony's gonna win that. Let's move on.
I do think it would have been Tegan Nox if her knee didn't explode. Because they fucking love her.
They seem super into her as well, yeah.
Like, Michael Colder in commentary is like, this is the best wrestler on the planet. And I'm not talking about just women. Like, it's like, holy fuck, they like her. And then her knee exploded.
Yeah.
So,
that sucks.
Kevin Nash moment all the way. Her opposite knee, the one that she didn't blew out. So now she's blown out both her fucking knees. That's awful.
Yeah. So she's going to have, like, maybe, like, a 5-year career.
Yeah, there's no way.
She's going to maximize it. So yeah, but yeah, it would have been her. I really think in this final.
I mean, I have a friend that the same thing happened to her. She blew out one ACL. She left for a while. She came back. I play Ultimate Frisbee. She came back 2 days. The second game back, she blew out the other ACL. Now she's only allowed to run in straight lines. So I can't imagine wrestling like that.
Wait a minute. Did you? So that's more common to blow out your other knee whenever you.
I've heard.
It's more common for women. It's considerably more common for women.
Why? You know why?
Because you're not worried about it.
Well, I had a theory because with my mom had one of her knees replaced, and the doctor told her they usually prefer to do them both if they can, save time to get it over with. Because the problem is when you're healing the leg you just had done, you're putting extra weight and stress on the other one to compensate, and maybe that's what she was doing when she was in the ring. She also just dinged it. She hit the ramp when she did a suicide dive. Ooh. But like maybe stop doing those, by the way. But she, I bet you, she probably while she was healing up was probably just putting way too much pressure and weight on the other one, and the other one just gave up. Like, that's it, tapped out.
But also, takes so much. There's for some reason it's more common in women than it is in men. I don't know.
That is very interesting.
It's considerably more common in women.
I have a woman at my work. Her name's Nadia. She got hurt playing softball, tore her ACL. She came back. She's gone right now. She blew her other knee out, her opposite knee. So yeah, that's wow.
I have a friend who's a good friend of mine who's a orthopedic surgeon.
Oh.
And he says the amount of women you see who do what do you call it CrossFit and tear their ACLs is so much higher than the men.
Oh, that sucks. Well, anyway, moving on here. Let's go to last year's Mae Young Classic winner, Kairi Sane, defending the title, the NXT Women's title against Shayna Baszler. I mean, on paper, I think it's just too soon for Sane to lose the title. But I'm hearing a lot of people say Baszler's going to win the title back. What do you guys think?
I'll just go real quick because I know people are saying that Baszler's not going to win it because she's going to go to the main roster for Ronda stuff. I think that she is going to win it. I think but we saw that before and it never happened, and they did it on the taping. Yep. I think she is going to win it because then they will have, like I thought before, both of those two with belts, and they can do photos with that. I think it's the flip side. She's not going to go yet, but she'll have it, maybe lose it on like a Thursday taping or something next week. That's my prediction on it because I could see Sane winning it or retaining it or being a two-time champion because then she'll just have it twice now when Baszler moves up or something. So
yeah,
it's fine.
I'm not really sold on the Baszler is going to go straight up to, like, people have been saying that for a while. And yes, obviously she's going to move up and they're going to do the 4 horsewomen thing. Yeah,
I have one argument though. This is the vintage NXT formula of champion lost belt and then did the favors by losing the defense on the way out. Like this, they've done this with everyone. So like,
that's why I don't think she's on the way out.
They did bucket with Shinsuke and Joe. They traded back.
Yes.
No, remember during Shinsuke and Bobby Roode though. I remember everybody going like, "There's no way they're going to do that," and they just did it. So that was it. Yeah. You know.
I don't know. I mean, obviously she is going to move up, but I just
like Kairi Sane better. I don't know. I think Kairi.
Oh, I mean, I like Kairi Sane way better. I'm not super at the Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I don't mind Baszler either though. I like Baszler. I think Kairi Sane's more fun. She's more my style of wrestler.
Regardless, I think Sane keeps it. Yeah.
Sane retains.
Yeah, I am also thinking Sane, but it's not because I think that Baszler is going to get moved up right away. Like, I don't think that's.
Yeah, no, that's people need to stop thinking that's the reason. It's like, no, it's they've messed with that before already, and every time people think that, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So,
but let's go. So we got Trish and Lita versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Maybe there's a lot of rumors and stuff out there that Alexa Bliss is not going to be able to compete at Evolution. So
that's why she wasn't on Raw.
Yep, and Alicia Fox would take her place, is what a lot of people are saying. And
God,
if you look
what
on
a
Raw,
horrible match,
dude! That would absolutely just tank this.
What a
whole
waste
thing.
of Trish Stratus.
I already don't like it that it's legend that's still active and current. It should have been like a legend and current versus a legend and current, or 2 legends versus 2 current, or something like that for this kind of dream match scenario. And I was okay with what they had for the dynamic of it, but having Fox in there just doesn't fit.
Well,
it doesn't work at all.
Replace. Yeah, I mean, but
no, you know what they could?
They have 50 women they could have picked from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
they wouldn't make sense though.
If Alexa Bliss, it doesn't matter.
Why does Fox make sense?
Yeah, how does Fox make any sense?
Because they're like a trio. She's one of.
I haven't seen Fox around in months.
Dude, no, well, you haven't
been around.
No,
she has been.
Yeah, every week.
Here, let me pitch this to you though. Okay, nobody wants this. Nobody cares about this. I've heard not a single person.
Match.
Okay, Bomber, you're not everybody. You're Bomber. So every normal person on the planet
you didn't even listen to what he said. Fair enough.
About seeing Trish Stratus and Lita versus Alicia Fox and Mickie James. You know what they should do?
He doesn't care about that, for the record.
Yeah.
Have Trish come out and have Sasha Banks come out and just be like, hold the phone. You're wrestling. I want to wrestle you. This is now the main event. And guess what? Everybody all of a sudden is going to go, that's a match I really want to see. And this all of a sudden became a pay-per-view that I must buy or must get. But they're going to go with a shit tag match that nobody cares about?
They had a Raw to do something with it. But I know they were hoping for Alexa, I guess. But
I think they probably still are. She probably will be in the match, let's be honest. She's probably just going to be not very involved.
It's a tag match. They can do that, so...
Which is waste, though. If she's going to be in the match and she's not going to be very involved, then don't have that match.
I agree 100% with it's a waste. I agree 100%.
I like them going originally with Alexa and Trish and then Lita and Mickie. I was fine with that. Making it a combined into a tag, I never really liked that. It's like, oh, that's not interesting. No.
No, I still thought you had those backwards. I mean, Mickie and Trish should have, and then whatever.
No, but the singles matches were better than the tag match.
Absolutely.
Is what I was saying. They could have made better singles matches, but just making the tag matches like...
I don't think they trust Lita in a singles match. That's my guess.
I agree. I agree.
She broke her fucking neck during the Royal Rumble.
Awful. She was awful during the Royal Rumble.
Awful in the Rumble. Yeah,
we don't know how good Trish and Lita are, so I mean, I can see why.
Trish is fine. Trish looked like she didn't lose a
goddamn step. She looked super crisp.
Well, either way, I think it's a lot safer with what they're doing. And
but you know what they could do,
you got
though?
Trish and Lita, two of the
sake?
biggest names, basically.
Just plug somebody else into that match instead of Trish, and take Trish out and make a main event that everybody cares about. It's so easy. You can't waste Trish Stratus. This is what I'm really on about. Lita, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you're gonna do with Lita.
I agree.
Trish is WWE says that she's the best of all time for the women. Don't put her in a shit throwaway tag match. Put her in a big time match. How many more of these does she have? Who knows at this point? She's getting up there, just like a lot of the veterans. Like, come on, why are they not taking advantage of this now? It's because, you know what it screams of? Laziness. They're just going with whatever because, again, they don't really have to try.
I will be very disappointed if Alicia Fox comes in and just takes Alexa Bliss's spot. It is, I agree 100%, a huge fucking waste. And with Alexa Bliss, even if she's not 100%, I still think she can do enough to make it like an effective match and play off what they were actually building towards. I think she can still they can get the point across with her in there, even if she's not 100%.
I don't want them to
problem,
struggle through a point. I want a good match.
Like Matt said this before, he doesn't want just an effective match for what's their marquee event, which is probably not going to be the only one they ever get, but you never know if it doesn't do right. They might ECW it and kill it. They might ECW it and not do another one. They don't want an acceptable match, but you get what you get. And it's like, we want Alexa to be on there, here you go. But I'd rather just see many of the people in the Battle Royal instead have this match. Like, it's a weird situation. Or, you know what? I'd be more interested if it was a four-way. Not a tag. Have it be a four-way. That would be more interesting.
I'd be interested in that, too.
Yeah, it is more. Tag matches are just, like, tag matches can be done well. But we know this company does not like tag matches. They're not a fan of them. They've always treated the tag division like shit. So why would I care about a thrown together tag match?
And they've never been a staple of women's wrestling. I know the WWE did do women's tag belts for like 2 years in 88 and 89.
It's more of like just a featured match, like, you know.
Yeah, it is, but there's better ways to feature it and feature them.
Better.
Well, sure.
I
think that can be said about the whole show.
And Alicia Fox is none of that.
No. Alicia just can't wrestle for shit. She's one of the least talented actual wrestlers on the roster. I mean, like, that's a common knowledge joke. I'm not trying to shit on her. She's not good in the ring. She never has been. That's not her thing. She's just a very entertaining character. A lot like Alexa Bliss. I would even say Alexa Bliss is a lot better than Fox, though, which is why somehow they found a way to make this worse.
Well, yeah, and Alexa Fox, Alicia Fox. Alexa Fox. I like that. Yeah, no, she
actually came out as Alexa Fox.
I'd love it. Yeah, I would.
That would make it slightly better.
Yeah,
I'd be on board.
They've been a trio for a while.
That
so unfortunately,
just Alexa in blackface? Or?
No, it's Alicia.
And she's like 3 foot taller than Alexa Bliss. Too.
What a racist episode we had today.
I have not said anything racist for the record.
But now, we have to be fair, though. We want Alicia Bliss, where she comes out in whiteface.
Yes.
No, it was Alexa. Alexa Fox was Alicia Fox just trying to pretend to be Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
No. There's more than the pretending.
All right, there's a Megyn Kelly joke in there somewhere, but we're going to keep going here. I think everybody on board, Trish and Lita getting the win here.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
100%.
Trish is not losing that
even
match.
Okay. Obviously, if Fox is in there, yes. Do you think even with Bliss?
There's a weird.
It's not guaranteed. No,
there's a weird thought where because Bliss is ringside and not in the match, Trish loses because of Bliss, and we get to have their one-on-one later.
I mean, we could always have that on a regular pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be a women's only pay-per-view.
But this opens that door a little more than it would have been otherwise. But no, this is the marquee women's event. I see Trish and Lita winning for the feel-good moment.
I will say if, Bliss is on the outside and Alicia Fox comes in and takes her spot, and Alicia Fox and Mickie James beat Trish and Lita, no.
That's fucked.
That's
fucked.
No.
That's what it is. That's like bringing in Brock Lesnar and The Rock against like the B team, and the B team beats them. Exactly. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Then you replace. But no. No, it's the B team, but you replace Axel with Kurt Hawkins.
Okay, there you go. A slightly more seasoned veteran.
It is not like the B team. Alexa Bliss was the champion a second ago.
No. I'm saying if Alicia Fox and Mickie James.
Oh, yes.
If this is the match, then I am like almost confident saying that I could say Trish is going to lose and get pinned by Bliss. I mean, like they have shown time and time again that Bliss just doesn't lose unless it's Ronda Rousey. Then they crush her in 2 seconds and waste all that time they did building her up. So. Yeah, Trish is done if Bliss is in the match. But as long as Bliss isn't in the match, no chance in hell Trish and Lita lose. None.
So last two matches here. I don't know what's going to be the main event. To me, Becky and Charlotte.
Rousey's going to be the main event.
Becky and Charlotte is by far the most obvious main event. But
No,
I guess I'm crazy.
But they're not Ronda Rousey.
No, it's going to be
Rousey.
Becky and Charlotte. It's going to be
It's
Becky and
gotta
Charlotte.
be.
We're split on this one.
I will be.
Ronda Rousey is main eventing this pay-per-view.
I
That's
will be.
why she's here.
Okay.
I'm with Lee.
I will bet you $5 each.
Hey,
right now.
Scott,
No.
I will bet you $10 right now. Let's
Done.
go. I'll take it.
$10.
All right, let's do it.
Oh,
I'm
we
telling
got a
you.
bet.
We're
We
doing
got a
it.
bet.
No,
Ronda
because
Rousey's main eventing.
they know Ronda versus Nikki is going to be a disaster, and no one's going to. If anything, it's so funny
Like, that
that
stopped them before.
That's true.
They're making Ronda look worse in proxy by having her feud with Nikki. Like, it just makes her look like, with this whole like trash talking and shit. I don't want to see
That
her
doesn't
trash
take it
talk.
from
I want
her.
to see her.
Except that hasn't stopped them from promoting the fuck out of Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella and putting them on
front
not gonna
center
be made
everywhere.
of-
long fucking
If they
segment.
make that the main event, they risk getting like a shit finish to a pay-per-view yet again. So that's up to them. It's their call, because I know
Like I
Becky
said,
and Charlotte is the perfect one to finish the show.
I agree with you.
When has having a shit finish ever stopped them?
It doesn't ever stop them, but I think in this case, because it's the first
Backlash.
ever women's pay-per-view, they don't want to risk. The only time they've ever done this, ever, they don't want it ending in booze. They want it ending in saying
Well,
they're going
It won't.
Okay.
If that's true,
Ronda
then
Rousey
Charlotte
will
can't
hold the
win.
belt up.
I'm not necessarily completely convinced that they don't think Charlotte's going to be completely cheered when she wins, though.
No. I
So-
honestly
okay,
think it's
so-
going to end. The final shot will be Ronda Rousey like they all want.
That's exactly what I think. I think the final shot is Ronda Rousey with the belt in the air.
But I would not be surprised if they did shenanigans and had her lose due to twin magic or some bullshit.
But Becky
I
and
wouldn't put it
Charlotte.
past them.
It's their feud,
Becky and Charlotte is the Gargano Ciampa. It's amazing. It
This-
should
Oh,
be.
I guess actually, you know
But
what?
it
It's not
won't.
the end. It's not the end of their feud, though. They are. I forgot that they had announced they're doing at that Starcade special. It's going to be on the network. They're having a cage match or something.
Well,
so it's not the end.
Is that actually a
It's-
network show?
Yeah,
No.
I was hearing that this year they were going to try to put it on the network, because they were saying that there's rumors going around right now that they're going to try to upgrade the network in the future, like the near future, to cover house shows. So it would be
What
like
the
you could
fuck?
watch house shows for an extended price. It was
Do they
like
just
$5.
want nobody to go to their shows anymore? I mean,
I think they're just desperate for filling more shit on the network. That's my guess. And if they just have a bare minimum camera crew for house shows, then if they can get 20% or 10% of the people that are on the network subscribe to an extra $5 a month, then that's a win.
As of right now, it is not airing on the network.
all right.
Okay.
So let's close this out here. We got the last two matches. Becky, Charlotte. We'll say that's not the main event, even though I think that'll be
I agree it should be.
That'll be the biggest disappointment for me this entire show if it's not the main event. But anyway, who do you guys have winning? It sounds like you guys are saying Charlotte's winning.
Yeah, I
Becky.
think Charlotte's win.
I'm pulling for Becky because I said this last year, but I could easily see Charlotte winning at a Starcade, even if it's taped or not. So I see Becky winning this one to keep her character going strong. Yeah, although I heard her jaw's a little messed up, but I don't know. But I'm pulling for Becky on this one.
Well, yeah. What is that about?
I gotta
Oh, sorry.
I gotta
just-
repeat what
Her jaw's injured a bit, is all I heard.
What's that? Right?
I gotta repeat what
Yeah,
I'll say
say it.
for Scott.
Yeah.
I gotta for
Yeah, you were gonna.
Scott
Yeah.
I'll do it for real this time.
But no, it's a minor jaw injury. She's been able to work through it.
Well, what's nice is she can just do like when Austin was hurt. He just talked a lot. Like he doesn't have to wrestle every
Well,
week. He's
if
got the
she's
belt.
got a
He just
hurt-
has to wrestle when it counts.
Well, if she's
Just
got
do
a
a little bit
hurt
of a
jaw,
crawl.
goddammit, it's kind of hard to talk with a hurt jaw.
She seems fine right now. Well, I've been watching her promos. I've been seeing her
Yeah.
on Twitter and
Yeah, I know.
Instagram. She's still talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see her- I see her winning.
Becky, I love it.
yeah,
So-
it's so good.
So
It's
Zion,
awesome.
you think Charlotte and
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like how can they make this show the worst thing ever, and they're just going to have a super over Becky lose clean to a not over in any way, shape, or form babyface Charlotte.
And for the record, I would not be surprised if that happened.
I just think that's it. I mean, the goal is Ronda versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Like, that's it. That's their plan. It's set in stone. Even though right now there's an argument to be made that Ronda versus Becky would be way better. I mean, like, the heat behind it right now because Becky's so over. That
With the
would
arm.
be a much bigger money match. But no, it's going to be Charlotte and
they
Ronda.
both
That's
got
it.
they're both
They both
arm
do
submissions.
arms.
Arm submissions,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be great. It would
I
really
am-
would be good.
I am confident, at least at this point, from the way Ronda has been, that we're going to get to see her go through a lot of the roster. Like, these matches are going to happen. It's not like Brock where they're not happening. She's facing a lot of different people, kind of. So it's going to happen eventually. I just hope it happens where it matters. And
Ronda's not the problem. Unlike Brock, Ronda's not the problem because Ronda actually wants to be there every week, and I respect Ronda for that. And she's good too. They're slowly starting to water her down for me.
Question: is there any shakeup? Is it shakeup only after WrestleMania?
Only after WrestleMania. Yes.
It seems that the last two were.
Okay.
That's the way it should be.
Doesn't mean they couldn't do it whenever.
Yeah.
I mean, they do trades, whatever. But the shakeup is only once a year. But you guys saw that thing I put where they're talking about just getting rid of it again because they want to make sure that Fox has all the stars. It's like.
But that wouldn't be until October when it goes over there, like a year away.
Yeah, it's
maybe they do it
late
sooner,
2019.
But
I bet you that they would start getting rid of it before that, though. It's not like they're going to be like, wait for the Fox for the first ever time the roster's all together. They're just going to start.
But I don't see that happening until after Mania, just because the way structure probably is. That is their season.
I actually think that this works. By the way, I want to give them it's not a lot of credit, but they have enough talent right now, and even though I'm not really watching, it's because of a creative issue, not the wrestler issue. I actually think that they have plenty of people right now to do the roster split. If anything, it's not the problem. The split isn't the issue. It's the fact that both shows are so long and creative is so out of touch. That's the only problem I have. I'm actually fine with the roster split. I think that it's the logical step to go right now.
All right, I'm just gonna. I didn't say it yet, but I'm leaning towards Becky. Low confidence on this. I'm not very
low. Yeah, me too.
I'm not.
I can see either way. Yeah, it's true.
I really, really want Becky to win, but
me too. She's got it going, man. Go with it. Like don't pick her
fire right now.
But fucking Strowman was like red hot, and they just went, nah. We already got a babyface in Roman, so turn heel. Like, oh god, so gross.
All right, so as we think it's going to be the main event, Rousey, Bella,
could care less.
Yeah, it's
Rousey.
No way in God's green earth that Nikki wins this match.
Oh, I hope
No. Here's the problem. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if she won because of the twin bullshit, because Ronda's inexperienced with that kind of stuff. No, what I see is she armbars both of them, because she did that at the showdown in Australia. She armbars them both. The twin magic, I'll beat you both, I don't care.
Yeah, probably. That's
going to be how it goes. But I would not be surprised to see them hold the title high over Ronda defeating.
I'd be surprised. She's not dating Cena anymore.
First of all,
good point.
If you think this is going to be the main event, then no way Nikki ends the show with the fucking belt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
No way. No way.
Okay.
No, there's no way.
No.
Then
way. Why is Nikki Bella in the main event against Ronda at the first women's pay-per-view?
They think Nikki Bella is a big deal.
She's a legend.
Yeah,
they literally think that.
So they never think that.
No,
I'm glad they do.
But they do, and that's what they're dealing with. They think. I said this. You can probably go back in the recording. I read this somewhere where they think that the first women's pay-per-view needs to have Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella because those are the two women who are the biggest draws in 2018.
Wow.
That was like late August.
I feel bad about whoever thought that's true. I feel kind of bad for that person.
The WWE did, and that's why we have the match now.
Understand that Nikki Bella. Understand the Bellas have 2 TV shows.
Yes, to the general public, they
have these people more than anybody else.
They have 2 TV.
That's a good point.
They have 2 TV shows. They're not,
I know women that don't watch wrestling that know who Nikki Bella is.
Oh,
so that's a good point to be made. Honestly,
and
she is a little bit bigger than we take for granted because of casual consumption. People like her shows outside of WWE.
Yeah.
You know what would have made it more interesting than just Nikki versus Ronda? Make it a triple threat with Brie. Just go nuts. To have her beat both of them. I don't give a shit.
So she could fucking kill everybody? Great, that'd be great.
Yeah. Especially them. They don't... There's no... Look at it this way. Look at the match we're dealing with. We're dealing with the women's pay-per-view, the women's Evolution, Revolution, whatever it is. You can talk about Stephanie creating women and all this other stuff. We are here at the event, first ever, not for... whatever. And the main event, potentially, the Raw women's title match, for the bottom line, is between Ronda Rousey, who many said didn't belong there, who has literally earned her stripes into this moment, and Brie Bella, who was at the Rumble. and WrestleMania.
Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella, forgive me.
The
The Bellas.
They're the
who were
worst
at the
people
Rumble,
to close the show.
and
Pretty much.
they literally did
That's why it's gotta
nothing
be
to
Charlotte
make this show
and
happen.
Becky.
I agree with you. I'm with you, Jake. Because oh sure, they want Ronda to be like at the end, but like Ronda and Nikki are the worst possible people to close out the first ever women's pay-per-view. But yet Becky and Charlotte are perfect choices. Like that could not be a better matchup to represent women's wrestling in the WWE.
Yep.
It's the difference in having Roman and Brock.
They just want the
or
picture
AJ
at the
and
end.
Shinsuke. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Roman and
they don't
Brock
care though. I know
or
that.
AJ and Shinsuke. Like the real match is over here on this side, but this one's the draw to get him in the door. It's that again. We're dealing with that same as Universal and WWE titles. It's that. The match the wrestling fans care about is this one, and that should be the one selling it with Becky and Charlotte. But the casual audience knows about Nikki and Ronda, and then that's who they're hoping to go with. They benefit by having both, but
I should have made
I'm
that.
just being realistic.
I should have made that a bonus question in the JRPL. What's going to be the main event? Because I think that'd be a good question for it.
Because it's not an outside. It's not a crazy thought to think that the Trish tag match would be the main event. That's not a crazy thing
maybe
either.
Originally, but
yeah.
I thought Trish was going to be like when we first started talking about
Trish was going to be the main event,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was. Yeah, I thought it was like Trish and Sasha, or like no matter what, Trish was going to face the big deal. I mean, even Trish and Ronda, that would be pretty interesting. Like that. That's something I never in a million years thought I could see. And instead, they're just giving us like the laziest possible matches where they have so many potential amazing things they could feed us instead. Hate it. I hate it. It's just so boring.
All right, yeah. Well, last thing I'll say is I hope Molly Holly wins the Battle Royal.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to see Molly Holly.
That's just my personal. That's just my personal who I want to win.
She's not on any social media of any kind. So like when she popped out during the Rumble, I was like, oh my God, I loved Molly back in the day. I had like a huge crush on her. So I'm like,
me too.
Oh, when they were calling her like fat, and I was like, no, she's beautiful. I was like, I loved Molly Holly.
Same thing with Mickey James when they were saying that shit about her. I was like, fuck you guys. You guys are stupid.
Yeah. The two that were, what was it, Beth Phoenix and Natalia?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think either of you are my type of woman at all. The one you're calling fat and ugly and pig is like, I'm way more attracted to Mickey James. So I'm like, I don't understand where this is coming from. I didn't want to bring this down.
Wasn't it? It was Michelle McCool and Laycool. It was Laycool.
You're right. Who, by the way, are both in it. Layla's actually in this one.
Is she in it?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I want to see the Battle Royal now.
Yeah. No, the Battle Royal is actually probably going to be kind of.
Okay, I'm excited for that. I wanted to give because we're down. That was pretty down.
Alundra Blaze is going to be in it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
That's cool.
She's going to win.
I'm sad that Beth Phoenix isn't in it, but she's
I think you're right, Bomber. I think Blaze probably.
Beth Phoenix just doesn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah,
it's going to be a legend that wins the Battle Royal. I think. To be honest with you, 100%.
Probably. To be fair, even though I picked Asuka,
it's going to be Kelly.
All right.
No,
podcast
if it's a legend,
it's
going to be Kelly.
I have something else too, Bomber, real quick. But Matt had something.
Go, Matt. What you got?
I just wanted to give because when we do these podcasts, I get a bit negative. Obviously, that's my gimmick, brother, and that's just how I am in real life. But I want to give a positive, just like, hey, there's something that they're doing right now that I really enjoy. Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley are fucking incredible. I love them together. It's funny too because I hate that gimmick. Every time they've tried to do that gimmick where somebody talks at ringside, I don't like it because it usually takes away from the match, doesn't add to it. Lio Rush does one thing differently than everybody else who's tried that in the past. That little fucking laugh that he does. After he says things. It's so good. It makes me want to see him get beat up so badly. I'm like, what a great
I'm about to make you jealous.
gimmick.
I'm about to make you jealous.
Probably not. I don't really care if you know him.
On Monday, they're coming to Charlotte for Raw this Monday, and our guests on our newscast, Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm in.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the station on Monday.
I thought you were gonna be like, I met Lio Rush in CZW. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
No, he's gonna meet him in like 5 days.
Yeah. They're gonna be in on Monday. Yeah. Already, we looked at because me and I have a couple of the friends that I work with that watch wrestling, and we looked at the interview because it's already in there for next Monday, and the super was already Bobby Lashley's name was spelled wrong. It was just Bobby Lash. So we were like, okay, well, he went in and went to fix it, but Yeah, it's just news people fucking hate wrestling. By the way, just a side note on that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. No, most people that are like they have a job that they deem better than everybody else always hate wrestling because they're snobby assholes. Yeah.
They despise wrestling at my station. So, but we are Fox, and we always get them in when they come in for Raw and SmackDown. So.
The only thing I want to see change, I would really like to see them have Lio Rush actually compete every once in a while on Raw, and but wrestle well. Don't have him wrestle as a manager. Show that even though he's a swarmy little guy, he can go if he needs to. I think that would be a fun dynamic where he's in Bobby Lashley's corner, but he can still wrestle if he needs to.
Oh, man.
Do so.
All you got to do is watch 205 Live taped on Tuesday, aired on Wednesday.
No, hold on, Scott, that's a completely different reality. I call that that's the DC alternate timeline. We don't speak of that. Anything that happens there doesn't translate to
But listen to the words I said. 205 Live taped for Wednesdays.
Yeah,
it's not live anymore.
Right. They do that now. Yeah,
they tape it on Tuesday and air it Wednesday, and they still call it 205 Live.
I mean, I think Tyler Breeze is doing nothing with jobbing out, so have him job out the Lio Rush.
I know what. No, just they got to make it 208. 208 taped. There you go.
208.
Or just lie. Who gives a fuck? Just say he's under 205. I don't care. I'm not gonna judge. He's pretty damn close.
Well, no, he was awesome avoiding Owens on Raw that one time. That was pretty great.
It's amazing how 205 is literally just a complete. It's like how we have the DC cinematic universe, and now they're making that Joker movie that has nothing to do with that's what 205 is now. You've got the Authors of Pain? I'm
Drake Maverick.
How he's like running one show, but then they never mention it, and he's just the manager on the other show. Doesn't make any sense.
They mention it.
Continuity. That's it.
They mentioned
I think they mentioned it the first time. I don't think they mentioned
it. They don't follow it though. It doesn't seem like it's continuity.
Yeah, he looks out of place, by the way. But anyway,
big time. Yeah, he doesn't work. I like him, but they need Paul Ellering back. Just fucking get him. He's already said point blank he's willing to do it. Bring him back.
Yeah, somebody didn't want him. I don't know who it was, but
they will pop huge if they brought him out. That would immediately jumpstart them again. I know
they will not pop literally at all.
Yes, they would.
They would pop.
They would pop. If he came out managing another team, then to go against AOP.
You give way too much credit.
To go against AOP.
They popped when they came out in the first place.
They were so fucking over
when they came out. I don't know if Paul Ellering came out with another fucking team.
Ellering came out first, and they popped.
Yeah, if he comes out with Authors of Pain randomly one night on Raw, people would pop. That would help.
Wasn't that the Raw after WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
I'm talking about a regular fucking Raw.
Yeah, I'm talking about now. I'm saying if they just randomly said fuck it, this isn't working, let's put them back with their OG manager, that would be a positive for their career.
I think it'd be great, but I think there would be no. I don't think they would give a fucking. I think very little of the actual people who show up to Raws.
Hold on, why would it go well? You're like, oh yeah, it would go well for them, but it wouldn't get a pop. Of course, it would go. It would it would go well.
It would go well for them because he knows how to they gel together. When he would come out, a bunch of fucking little shits that show up to Raws and stuff. These are casual fans. It's different when you're talking about the Raw after WrestleMania.
No, I don't. I still think that there
would be a pop
because people right now. I think people are like, what is going on with their current manager? Why is this little white guy managing these two monsters? It just seems weird. And he was a good fit, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed the three of them together. And I think he would get a decent reaction.
Most people don't watch NXT.
A lot of people do, though. I know a lot of wrestling fans, our WWE fans specifically, that don't watch the main product and only watch NXT.
I mean, I'm one of those people.
Well, those are the hardcore fans.
By the way, if we can talk, those are hardcore. That's not, the people who.
I think there are a lot more hardcore fans now than you guys are giving credit to. I don't think there is this smarks and marks thing anymore. I think everybody's a smark now because we're all connected on Twitter. We have so much to watch now, and they're so open about what goes on backstage. I don't think there are really casual fans anymore. There obviously are some that don't want to look and dive into that stuff. But when I got into it with Goldust on Twitter, I thought it was weird how he was like, oh, smarks. And no, I mean, there were regular fans asking him legitimate questions. I saw one person just being like, what's going on with Becky? I'm confused. And he's just like, fuck you, smark. Wait, what? I don't. It's like you, smark. Everybody just knows wrestling now. We're all connected. Let it go. There's no such thing.
Yeah, I went to a Raw where Kevin Owens came out, and I heard a guy beside me. He's like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "Okay." I mean,
way to shut down my whole fucking argument. Seriously, that was You shut me the fuck down.
It's one of those classic
wrong, Robbie, but whatever.
Well,
It's
no,
one of
I
those
mean,
things where you're both right.
I'm not mad. You got me. I don't know what else to say. That's a pretty
Matt,
good comeback.
no, Matt, I can answer you. If you walked out on the stage, people would pop because someone came out.
No, it was just that was perfect. You
Well, they
couldn't
would pop
have said anything else. My ego, Jake, just went from like I had a good point to damn
you
it.
did have a good point, but there's
No,
always
no,
that
Rick,
counterpoint.
It was a terrible point, but that's not
Now, there was one more thing I wanted to say, but there's something else I forgot because someone else mentioned Elias. He turned face
Yes. Oh, thank God.
against Corbin, and the crowd loved it.
Yeah, it's going to be harder for him to. I feel it's going to be pretty hard for his character.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm calling
Even
you,
though he
I'm
got
calling-
nuclear heat in Seattle, he's a face now.
I know.
I have a feeling that they turned him because there's something missing there, and so they're trying to find where it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to work. It will work. I don't think he's going to be a main event guy, but he'll definitely be a mid card face. Like he'll do well. He has the charisma, and he has the most important thing I've said time and time again. He has a catchphrase. It's all that matters. Miz couldn't wrestle for shit for years. Obviously now it's different, but for years he got by just on charisma and a catchphrase, and now he's really good. So maybe if Elias can.
By the way, my favorite thing about the catchphrase is the day they made him stop saying it because people were saying it with him.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
He stopped saying "I'm awesome" because they were like, "Nah, that's getting over. You need to stop. You're a bad guy."
Yeah, because that's the way it works. Even though The Rock, like one of the most over villains of all time back in the day, was all catchphrases, and that's why he was over.
Yeah.
He's so dumb.
So
Yeah, it'll be fine.
the funny thing is, yeah, Scott, what'd you have to say?
Well, I just want to say there was the one other thing because I mean, yeah, Impact had their pay-per-view, and Austin Aries is the real dickbag.
Well, I mean, we have. Oh, man, I mean, there's a million things to talk about.
That's all I'm going to talk about. That
wasn't that like 3 months ago?
No, that was like 3 weeks ago.
It was Bound for Glory.
Man, I have a lot. Like this is. I think we're. And I don't. I'm not trying to.
Anybody
Bound
into
for
it. We're
Glory.
talking about Trump time.
It's been.
Trump
There's
time?
been there's an episode of Impact tonight. There was one last week,
Yeah.
and Bound
We're
for Glory
talking
was the
about,
Sunday before that.
Bound for
Austin
Glory.
Aries. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
See what happens. See what happens.
Yeah. So Austin Aries, there was a whole thing because the feud with Johnny Impact was going back and forth, and then he's on TMZ talking about Aries, and Aries did a tweet about how his wife is husky and all this stuff. And there was a brawl at the Abyss Hall of Fame thing the night before that everyone's like, it's a work, but it's good. Look at him go. And during the match, it looked kind of snug, and Aries is talking about like the company against him and stuff like that. And people were like, oh, it's Aries being a dick. It's good for the story. And they had the match, and it was really good, and it was a fun match, and Impact wins, pins him clean, Aries is down, and Aries, after a moment, is kind of like, sits up, spits at Johnny, spits at the crowd, flips off Callis and the rafters, walks off, and gives everyone the finger. No selling everything.
That's bad.
And Impact's like, what just happened? And then, I was like, this is a work. And turns out, no, it's not. He wasn't.
Oh wait, no, it was not a work.
No, this is completely legit. Austin Aries walked out last night of his contract.
So where did you hear that?
He never got re-signed.
I don't know about that. To me, this screams 100% work.
Well, I have a question.
That was my thought too. But well, if it is a work, they're doing a great job because he.
I don't know if it's a great job because that's the equivalent of having your WrestleMania main event having like The Rock pins Stone Cold. He just stands up and flips everybody off and pretends like it's not real. That's not good.
They've done that before, though. That's the problem.
That's bad. You never want to fully admit that wrestling is fake during.
That's not Russo. That was Alberto did that a year or so ago.
Well, Alberto, there you go.
But I literally thought this must be like a storyline because everybody knows Austin Aries is a dickbag. This is perfect.
Yeah,
it's kind of dumb to go through a full match and then be like, now I break script. But it's coming out that it's legit. Of course, maybe that's part of it too. And if it is, I applaud them for it.
I am pretty confident. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if this was. Come on, he may not like he's burned bridges before. We've heard that many times. WWE, ROH twice.
That's the point of this.
But he's never gone out there and been unprofessional in the ring ever. I've never once heard or seen, again, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, but I've never seen him put somebody's health on the line or be a dickbag when it comes to opponents.
No. The match was perfectly fine and went 100% according to plan. And then after
I'm saying even after, though. I'm saying
he did it. Is when he did it. He's like, I'll be a professional, I'll do the match, and then fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
but you're not being a professional if you're going to flip off everybody after.
I know.
This is my question. If it is real, which it may or may not be, why would he flip off? Like, why like spit in? You say spit to the crowd. Why would he flip the crowd off? Like,
Yeah, it seems
what is the
heelish.
point of that? Like, the crowd didn't do anything to him. If
Because
he's
they're
mad,
cheering. Because it's the classic CM Punk style case of I'm the better wrestler, but you're all behind him, Johnny. Like, well, he
I mean,
doesn't
but
belong here.
arguably
He's
the
been
better
doing
wrestler.
Survivor.
Johnny's a great
Hold on.
wrestler.
Hold on. The whole point, though, is he's on Survivor. He's on this. He left and came back. I've been here week after week. This is bullshit. I should be the guy. I shouldn't lose.
Fuck off.
That kind of stuff, which
I
he's known for. Which is why I think his story still in my head a little
It
bit.
hurts his bottom line, though. If anything, the only thing I know
I hope
Austin
it's
Aries really likes is money. Okay? When I used to go to PWG back in the day, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, he would pop in here and there. He was in a Battle of Los Angeles one year, and I remember specifically him going out in the first round was really weird because he was one of the biggest names in the tournament. So because we had friends that know people behind the scenes at PWG, you know, I don't know any of them directly, but we have friends of friends. We got back to the grapevine. I heard through the grapevine that he basically was down to do any match they wanted, but he's like, but I'm only going to do one match. And if you make me do 2 matches tonight, you're going to have to pay me double. So that's why he lost. Like that, he's that kind of guy. But he'll still go out and do the job. I think it's weird if it is real and he really did that. He just hurt his paycheck significantly because a lot of companies aren't going to bother touching him now because you never know what he's going to do.
Exactly.
So,
For the record, some people are stupid.
I don't know if he's dumb though. He's never done anything to that degree. He's a hothead, but again, he's never done anything out in the ring that or like a promo or anything like that would ever lead me to believe that he's anything other than professional in that regard. When he gets backstage, different story.
You might want to watch the whole thing when he came out late, quote unquote, for the Abyss thing, where he got on the mic and was talking, and then they got into a brawl. It was. I mean, I've seen wrestling brawls. It doesn't look any different than that, but there was heat to it. Of course, they're always like that. I'm watching this going, this is fake. Yeah. And I'm like,
he's doing the Brian Pillman gimmick. Like, he's going Brian Pillman, but he's going like, because in order to do Brian Pillman in this day and age with the technology we have and everything connected, you just have to commit fully. That's all there is to it. There's no like, on Twitter, I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
No, he's committing.
What I believe with this, either this is a case where
correct, Sammy did do it.
Either they have gone all in and are doing the amazing level of storyline that is playing on the history that you know to make it believable, which is cool, or he's legitimately burned the bridge in the worst way because he's that big of a dickbag.
Yeah.
And I don't know which, because both sound plausible.
I think neither sound good though.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Neither one makes sense to me.
Yeah.
They're working, they're working it real hard. That work is still the old WCW, he didn't follow the script. I mean,
God, I'm talking about it. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, like
They
it's at
do
the
have-
taping.
yes.
Johnny was saying like he took his ball and went home, and we're not going to be that kind of thing, and that's stupid, and blah blah blah. You know, the classic stuff.
Everyone is talking about it. So no matter what, yes, everyone is talking about it.
But not for the right
But
reason.
neither one makes sense because if it was a work, I mean, if it was real, first of all, that's great. But the no sell, if it was a work, that's great. But the no sell is what doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make
no
sense.
though.
No reason.
Yeah,
He can do
why
all that
go
other
through
stuff.
a 20-minute match to just
You hit
leak
your
it?
finisher, and I'm just gonna sit right
Yeah,
back
all
up
the
and get
selling
out.
and stuff, like
Yeah.
it's just it shits on professional wrestling in the worst way you could.
Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense. Why go through all that to do it there?
And then if
like
it-
just be calm, breathe a bit, roll out of the ring, and then leave, and you can still sell it, but like, oh, he just got me, it was tough. Like they could still make it look good.
And then if it was real again, I know what you just said about flipping the crowd off and being mad at the crowd, but the crowd really didn't do shit to him. So I mean, I still don't. understand that either.
They're behind Johnny.
Well,
that
of course,
kind of
he's the face. He's the good guy.
Yeah, but he's not the best. It
I don't
feels
know.
too much like believing your own shit in a way.
Okay, I'm reading
why-
more about it. It's got to be it's a work.
good
I mean,
is
they
we will
had
find
The
out
key is we
easily.
don't know, and that's why I
but
think.
they had Mundo on, or I'm sorry, Impact on. Was it? They said it's behind the lights. It's like he did like a little like interview, and like the way come on, everything I'm reading here is like, oh, he does it like short jokes. Come on now, this is 100%. It's a work. It's just not a very good one. It's not a very good one.
We'll
It'll
find out
definitely
easily.
fool people, but Russo learned very sharply that fooling people doesn't always equal good TV.
The short jokes is what happened because he did the Husky thing, and then like everybody came out to him saying that's sexist and fat shaming and you're an idiot, and even the company was him. I'm just reiterating it. But even the company was down to him saying, you don't fucking do that shit. Like, that's stupid. And he felt that nobody had his back and all this stuff. That's part of the rant at the Hall of Fame and the promo he did. So there's I still, I'm like, nah, you're not fooling me.
Well,
but knowing his history, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I will say it's wrestling, and I don't think anything should be off limits. It's kind of like comedy to me. I think like anything should be allowed. If you're fat shaming or whatever, that's in wrestling context storyline. That I still think that's fine. Not everybody's like that. I mean, this is me personally. But
you don't have to like it or anything. You just have to understand that like wrestling is like a soap opera. You know, it's not reality. They can do whatever they want.
That's why people get butthurt
about that. You can't yell, "I hope Roman dies."
That's true. No, because that's not wrestling though. That's we're talking where it broke.
No, we're saying anything go. I mean, because there's the line there's Eddie's in hell.
That's that's a little. I mean,
again, that got real though. That's the problem. Once they break into like,
it's not anything. That's the only thing I want to quantify before someone says that Bomber's saying something that's not true.
Maybe not
we look
anything.
Back on that and really.
No, I'm trying to protect Bomber on this one because some idiot's gonna read this and go like, Bomber thinks that Eddie's
Eddie is in hell.
I know.
Can you imagine when they fed that line to Randy Orton and they were just like, Eddie's only been dead for 2 weeks, but like, hey, can you go out there and say he's in hell? Oh my god.
Randy probably loved it. He's probably hell yeah.
I'm sure Randy was not a fan.
Randy probably loved it.
I know. But the funny thing is, we're gonna wrap this up. Get out of here. We didn't really. I mean,
I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
I've been waiting for we talked about Impact for like 20 minutes.
I know. I understand. Go for it.
Just real quick, if we want to talk about, good stuff, watch NXT from this week. The end of NXT is as good as anything.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Great. I saw a little bit of it.
I have not seen
the end of NXT. Aleister Black coming out and just murdering everyone is great. And there's a lot of layers on top of that. It's not just him coming out and kicking people, but him coming out and kicking people.
Was I correct hearing that? Wait, I don't know if it's a spoiler. Did they say who attacked him? Did they say who attacked him? Okay.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so it was Gargano?
It was Gargano.
Okay. I mean, I said that from day one.
Oh, heel turn for Gargano? I didn't see that part. I just saw it.
I picked that from day one, so that's good.
It was Gargano. He comes out, Gargano hit it, and everyone's now like, what the fuck are they going to do next?
I'm glad it was
That's kind of weird. That's a little weird, though. Gargano's like such a perfect baby face. I wanted them to just call him up and give him a chance as a baby. I guess he's going to be there for a while, though, so maybe he wants
the crowd was on his case for costing Black the title, and they're like, oh, you screwed up, and like they're kind of going with it, so they're like, okay, let's go with the audience a little bit. Let's mess with that and explore it.
Exactly.
Unlike the main roster, I trust NXT enough to, if I hear something that I may be a little conflicted on, I'm like, you know what, I'll see where it goes.
This is basically how I feel about this exact thing. Where it's like, yeah, if it was on Raw, I'd go, fucking morons. Yeah. But it's on NXT something, and like, all right, let's see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe, you know what they could do? They don't necessarily have to turn Gargano heel. He just had a weak moment, and now he's going to pay for it. I mean, like, they could go that way. They could do a number of things. Yeah,
I mean, they could go, yeah, he just fucking hates Aleister Black.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
Now, Ciampa has tweeted about it. He said, yeah, back when we were supposed to face AOP in the ladder match, I injured my leg, and everyone was saying, oh, you need to get a new partner, and they had names within 24 hours, and I saw how fickle they were, but Johnny didn't. Johnny didn't see it. And then we had the match, and I looked in his eyes, and he saw that I knew, but I saw that he didn't know. And then he saw him become Johnny Wrestling and all this going on, and now he sees Johnny Wrestling is dead, but Johnny Gargano's never been more alive. I'm like, oh, fuck, Ciampa, that's great! Holy shit!
Yeah, they're going to.
But it doesn't mean.
Again.
Oh, I mean, he retweeted.
What if he's just angry at him?
He retweeted NXT, right? And he just says, "Sometimes you need to DIY." And it was like, "Oh, okay. This guy."
Yeah. See. Yep.
But cool. I like the idea of the two heels just hating each other too.
Yeah,
that's fine. Also,
the thing that sucks is we're not going to have another episode before Crown Jewel takes place, which. I mean, that is either. I know we're like shitting on Saudi Arabia, but I mean, it probably is going to be a really interesting show. So that's kind of sucks that we're not going to have.
I mean, I feel the same way I feel about I feel the same way I feel about the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's a house show. Fuck it.
But it's also kind of fascinating because I've never.
I just want to see Michaels. Michaels is the only reason I'm going to watch. Shawn Michaels is the main reason.
Oh, I'm watching 100%.
The world title, universal title, interesting matches. There's a tag title match as well.
The tournament. I want to see what happens with the tournament.
What? You said it's on Friday. Friday at what time?
Friday
noon
at like
Eastern.
noon. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's like literally
That's 9 a.m. your time.
that's the
Bomber?
exact time I get home. Perfect from work.
Bomber, here's the history aspect of things. I don't recall a professional wrestling show ever, especially from the number one company, where they weren't announcing where it was hailing from.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, even
I think everybody-
They're not announcing where it's from.
I think everyone knows where they're at.
No, but that's not the point. They're not. You can't go on the WWE website and find out where it's from. They are not telling you.
I mean,
Officially,
We
they're not.
already said
Stop
we said
it,
this.
though.
I would have
weird.
respected them more if they just said it, but I
fascinating.
don't. It doesn't matter. Everybody does basically know where it's from. So
Yeah, but it's fascinating. They're not saying it. It's
it is
like-
a weird situation. Can you guys ever name a wrestling show in the history of professional wrestling where they couldn't say where the show was going to be anymore?
No. Outside of
That's
like
so
Matt
weird.
Hardy's backyard, and they still told us it was there.
That's true.
For the record,
Like,
even
the Wyatt compound and shit was all I could think of.
WCW admitted they were in North Korea.
I mean,
Yeah, it was a wrestling festival with Japan, so it was its own thing. But this is like they're not telling us where it is officially. They're not doing it.
but we know it's in Saudi Arabia.
But that's the Bomber.
I mean,
It doesn't matter that we know that.
I side with Bomber on this one. Everybody knows. It's the fact that
It's
they're
just-
trying to hide it is weird. That's it.
Historically,
Both you guys
I've
have a common
never
ground.
heard of them say it.
It's officially from Null Null.
As
I'm happy
we
with
as we close out, Rab, who won the Thursday night football game?
It's not over yet,
Holy shit! Okay.
but the Texans are going to win this game.
Oh, okay, there you go. Good, I picked him. Anyway, here we go. We're getting out of here, guys. We're still in the talks. Just want to say that we're in the talks for doing a Halloween episode still. I know it's like fucking 6 days away or whatever. So
I should be free pretty much any night. You just have to let me know in advance. But I
we're
should be
running
able
out of
to.
time. We're gonna try our best to get a Halloween best in the business, best gimmick in the business episode. We're gonna try to get that.
We
out.
need to finish this in 13 minutes. Red Dead Redemption comes out, so I'm going to be fine.
All right, I'm closing it out right now, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. See you later.